your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Alan Stiles on Sacktown Sports.
Yes. Chris Watkins. Kayla Anderson yet again. He's not on the other side of the glass. He's moving things around. He's producing. But Kyle Ledbetter, other side of the glass. Alan Stiles show. Again, no Alan Stiles for the remainder of this week. He is supposed to come back on Monday for the fun stuff.
Technically, there is one other person in the room with us.
Yes, there
Technically,
is.
in spirit, actually, no, literally, physically, Carmichael Davis hung behind.
Eating cookies.
I really don't blame him. It's okay. I don't think that thing even works. He's trying to turn his mic on. I don't think that mic works anymore. It's fine. We've got a loaded studio to go along with our loaded program today. Come on. What are we talking about here?
Let's go.
Dave's now exiting. He's got to go run off all that sugar.
Oh my gosh, these cookies, by the way.
Kayla gets
Wow,
a
Chris.
true treat. Actually, I guess the treat has been Kayla being here all week, but
You guys have been great.
Come on. But Kayla yesterday during the crosstalk is talking about how envious she is and how much she loves cookies, and we tell her, it's a shame because we usually get Crumble Chris to come through. I don't know, what is it, once every other month or so to stop by and show us the new assortment of Crumble cookies.
I'd
which
say
are always-
quarterly.
Yeah, it quarterly sounds
Okay.
probably. It feels like it's quarterly because we always are wanting him to come every
Yeah.
Friday, and so when he's not there, it feels like an eternity. But he comes through. I swear on everything that is good.
It's insane.
He has never came on a Wednesday. He has
Yeah.
only exclusively been here on Fridays. And Kayla asks for crumble on Tuesday, and a miracle happens on Wednesday. We get our crumble cookies, and so really, I know you might be thinking like, guys, we don't care about you guys enjoying your crumble. Well, you should, because I'm telling you, this is going to fuel us for the next 4 hours.
You're so right.
Yeah, we will be giving you our absolute all, our everything, and then maybe come 1 o'clock, we might need that Stiles espresso to perk us back up for that last hour. But yes, we are feeling good, feeling fine. Kayla, you got day 3 here. How's Sacramento traffic treating you? How's the city? I know you said you'd kind of become familiar a little bit with some areas here. So how's the city treating you so far?
It's treating me well. So the traffic thing, you bring that up because we are getting here during drive time.
Yes.
And so, of course, I've got, the morning show on.
Right.
Of course, I got to be tuned into that. Yeah. So my drive's a little easier, but I have not ran into some crazy, standstill traffic yet in the mornings, which is knock on wood. Yep. I know to knock on wood in that situation because tomorrow I'll be like, guys, I'm 40 minutes late. No, that will never happen.
I'll be doing actually the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Dave will be like, thanks, Kayla, for jinxing yourself. But no, the traffic's been actually smooth in the morning. Sometimes I like the longer drives. I'm a little longer drive because I'm up kind of by the Folsom area. Mm-hmm. So that's a little bit of a trek to get here. I actually enjoy that. Can get my mind right, get focused for the day. Yep. But today I was feeling sluggish. I'm not going to lie. It's been a long week, a fun week. But I was like, I need a pick-me-up.
For sure.
So I went and got coffee, as you can see.
Yep.
But then when Crumble arrived, I was like, that sugar high is going to be real now.
It's going
You
to
might
be.
see another Chris, Kyle, and Kayla that you haven't even heard this week.
No, absolutely. So, stay tuned. That is, if that's not a tease, if that's not going to keep you locked in to Sacktown Sports 1140, I don't know what is, because, we are going to bring it on this Wednesday. Again, we are a little bit in the middle. Obviously, we are on hump day. It's the middle of the week. Still, a little bit thinking about the previous week of football, starting to look forward to this following week of football. Tomorrow, we kind of just all learned in the before the show that tomorrow's Cardinals Seahawks, which is going to be a really, really exciting game. Obviously, the Niners just coming off of the game against the Cardinals. We've seen them, and then the Seahawks in week 1 as well. That should be a good matchup, and obviously with it being 2 NFC West opponents, very, very crucial for all 49ers fans to keep tabs on what happens in that one. And really, how competitive is that division going to be? You're really only as strong as your weakest link, and I think that's by no disrespect to either of those teams. I think just with what I've personally seen from the Rams, I've really liked, and the Niners being 3-0, you have to give them that respect. I would say that this is probably a matchup of the two bottom feeders of that division. Again, that's not necessarily meant to diminish those teams, but it's just the reality of how tough that division can be, and really just how deep all of those teams are. I mean, the Cardinals, they haven't really been able to figure out these past couple of years, but that's a team that can be very scrappy. And I mean, we just saw them against the Niners really put up a good fight.
Yeah, Chris, and their defense didn't look bad. When you talk about the Arizona Cardinals, we always associate them obviously with Kyler Murray.
Sure.
And I know some people are Kyler Murray supporters and some aren't.
Yeah.
I've kind of been in the middle with Kyler because he has experienced some injuries. There have been some situations with him, but he's a quarterback that obviously uses his legs a lot. We saw it against the 49ers. Yeah. But their defense isn't anything to push off. And if you are Seattle this weekend, or I should say Thursday, I think my biggest question right now for the Seahawks is still, who really is Sam Darnold? Because we knew who Sam Darnold was with the Vikings, but that was under a really good head coach, Kevin McConnell, who understands quarterbacks, who understands how to put quarterbacks in the best situation to win. Because we're seeing it right now with Carson Wentz stepping up. I know Carson Wentz has got his own resume, but he has kind of been cast it off because he's older. He hasn't really done anything of late. He looked pretty good, decent enough in this last game this past weekend that the Vikings completely demolished, destroyed the Bengals. Yep. Exactly, the hometown
Faceless
kid there.
opponent.
Yes. So it'll be interesting to see how much more can we get to see out of Sam Darnold to see if he's the real deal now in a different place with a head coach that's not an offensive-minded guy. And I think this will be they got San Francisco early. They lost that game. This is a really big game, I feel like, for Seattle to early on stay in it because you're facing another division opponent and a team that is beatable in Arizona.
For sure, yeah. And I mean, we saw in week one, they put up a good fight against the Niners, and that was the Niners at as full strength, I guess, as we've seen them so far this season. Put up a good fight. And then last week, we saw them absolutely blow the doors off of the Saints. And so it's going to be interesting, again, like you said, to see where the Seahawks are. And, most importantly for them, Sam Darnold. Because the answer for Sam Darnold could be the guy that he is inconsistent. And I think, obviously, that's probably the most frustrating answer. You would rather it be consistently bad. At least
the Seahawks think he might be because they spent all that money to get him there.
Absolutely, and I think that's the scary thing. Not scary, but me being a Vikings fan, watching Sam Darnold all through last year.
Oh yeah, more than anybody.
I was scared. I mean, I was a non-believer the entire year of Sam Darnold. Even when he was doing it, I was this is Kevin O'Connell. Look at the weapons that he has. Obviously, kudos to him for sure. He's still out there making the plays, but I'm not here to say this is yesterday we were talking about Baker Mayfield and how both of us are okay with saying we think Baker Mayfield is on the other side of that mountain. We can confidently say we have a certain level of expectation for Baker. I never got to that other side of the mountain with Sam Darnold. And unfortunately for him, he only proved me right those last 2 weeks. The week 18 game against the Lions, and then in the playoff game against the Rams, he was terrible. He looked like the Sam Darnold that we all expected him to look like from Jump Street. And so I think the Seahawks are in that figuring out process themselves of, okay, to your point, which Sam Darnold will the real Sam Darnold please stand up?
Right?
Is it the Sam Darnold from weeks 1 through 17 of last week? Or is it the Sam Darnold who, when you face two real opponents in the Lions, who were at that point, I believe, if my memory serves me right, the Vikings and the Lions were both, under 2-3 losses and fighting for division. There. That is about as high stakes of a game as you can get. And then obviously first round of the playoffs to lose to a team after you yourself went 14-2 or whatever it was the Vikings went last year, to completely just lay an egg in that playoff game. I don't know. To me, that is more revealing if who you are in those big games than what you do. And it's so tough to say that when it's, again, 2 weeks versus a 17-week sample size. But I think that's just how athletics are, right? Like, unfortunately, NBA, all of it, you're judged off playoffs and you're judged off of your biggest games. And it's not fair, I guess, for Sam Darnold that's the case. But for me personally, at least, that's how I feel. Is I just think that's really your true colors eventually revealed themselves.
He had opportunities, though, to be the guy. And I know he got drafted to an organization that ruins a lot of players, especially quarterbacks, right? However, he's had opportunities since then to become a stable quarterback, to prove himself, and it just never felt like he had lived up to the expectations. I'm glad you said that, being a Vikings fan, and he played for you guys and did some good things for you guys last season. But I'll come out right here and say I have never been a Sam Darnold fan. Ever since he came out of college, I was still skeptical. They put him on such a high, mountain, and I know that's not his fault that he got put on that mountain, but you were drafted that high. There are expectations, and as a player, you can either take it and run with it, or you can make excuses and say, I was drafted to a bad organization, la, la, la. It just never came into fruition for him until last year. But then when people started to get back on the, Sam Darnold could be the revival, like Geno Smith, like some of the other guys we've seen had second chances. When you then plummet that bad in terms of the playoffs and you have that good of a team around you, that's where then your questions start. I think it's fair for people's questions to start to arise again, like who really is Sam Darnold? And when he came to the Seahawks, I was like, okay, I'm sure some people are going to be really excited, but let's pump our brakes a little bit, because it's just what's happening right now with Daniel Jones in Indianapolis. Everybody, I'm watching on Pat McAfee. I mean, he's the top quarterback right now. Everybody's talking about, could he have an MVP season? Pump your freaking brakes, people. Let's let it play out a little before we see 3 games into the season and, crown him the MVP. And so I got to see it with Carson for a long body of work.
For sure, yeah. And I think Kyle and I kind of talked about how last week, more so in the week 2 of last year.
Or Sam, sorry, I said Carson. My bad.
Yeah, no,
I'm getting all these
USC
quarterbacks.
I think we were talking
all the
about
failures that they've had.
No, and I was going to say, it's a really good point that, not trusting Sam Darnold from the day he was drafted, because really, when he was drafted, he was, again, another top 5, I want to say top 10 quarterback. Third. Yeah, I mean, he was, and a lot of that was off of hype. Like, it was a lot of USC, like, he's a USC quarterback. Like, that was when, Barkley, Matt Barkley was their quarterback. He was getting hyped off of really being nothing. Obviously, that's kind of like off the smoke and the fumes of Carson Palmer and Matt Leinart and all that
and
stuff.
And Matt wasn't anything. I mean, he was an incredible college quarterback. He did nothing at the NFL level.
No, like absolutely nothing at the NFL level. And Sam Darnold was somebody who was not even close to Matt Leinart in terms of college production. Had a certain level of hype. It might have. I wasn't super familiar with his high school, his prep upbringing. Maybe he was a 5-star that just kind of always had, much like Spencer Rattler, kind of always had his name follow him. And obviously Spencer Rattler wasn't the 3rd pick in the draft, but it was always a little bit questionable with Sam Darnold. Obviously his Jets career was absolutely terrible.
Atrocious.
But the funny thing is, it did actually, now that I'm thinking about it, some of the Sam Darnold career renaissance, rejuvenation happened when he was in San Francisco, when he was still a backup.
That's very true.
Season behind Brock Purdy. I just remember that entire season. That was when I was on air, I want to say with Whitey Gleason. And just that entire season was Brock's rookie year as well. A lot of question marks on what Brock was. And I think they were going through their own little.
And rightfully so, right?
Am I right on that timeline? Because I feel like there was Jimmy crossover. Like, there was so much weird. Brock Purdy, how did he come to fruition?
So Darnold was there after Brock blew out his elbow, and they were worried that Brock wasn't going to be ready for the start of the season.
Gotcha.
And then there was that weird time during the summer where people were like, oh, guys, this Darnold guy might just be the starting quarterback, which was very funny. And more right probably than those people were being made fun of for, because Darnold, they had 2 starting caliber quarterbacks in the NFL on the team, but most people would say Brock Purdy is probably a better quarterback than Sam Darnold.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
And he's Mr. Irrelevant.
Kyle.
Those are two opposite sides of where they were drafted.
Great point.
That's incredible.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I also went back to that 2018 draft class and literally, like, this is the case for player development.
Yeah.
The Jets could have taken literally any other player other than Darnold and been
player,
way
not
better
even just
off.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Just player.
So after him, it was Denzel Ward,
Okay.
Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Bradley Chubb, Pro Bowler.
Great.
Quentin Nelson, Hall of Fame guard.
Like the best guard of this offensive line.
7th pick, Josh Allen.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember the Giants were going to take Allen at 2, and then when they took Barkley, people thought the Jets were going to take him, but the Jets were all in on Darnold. Anyways, Jets also traded up to get Sam Darnold. That's the other crazy thing.
Tough
8, Roquan Smith, all-pro linebacker.
Jeez Louise.
9, 49ers, Mike McGlinchey. 10, Cardinals, Josh Rosen. 11, Minka Fitzpatrick, all-pro safety.
There we go.
Number 12, Vita Vea, all-pro defensive
Vita
tackle.
Vea.
Wow, what a draft.
just an insane. Like,
That's a great draft.
the entire draft hit, except for
except
also
for like
Lamar
Rosen,
Jackson went later,
McGlinchey,
too.
and the guy that they took.
Yeah.
Literally. Well, and the Giants
McGlinchey.
ruining Saquon Barkley.
And the Giants ruining Saquon.
And then he had a
But again,
revival.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And yeah, we could argue that's maybe even more case for Ashton Genty that we've kind
also,
of been talking about as well.
I just did the top 12. You keep going through that draft, just hit after hit
but
after
at least,
hit.
12 is at least like a realistic range of like, it wouldn't have been it would have maybe been a little crazy at the time, but like those guys are still at least in a certain tier of conversation.
And the one that ended up falling but was in that conversation, 32, Lamar Jackson.
Which is wild.
And that was just such a weird draft where, Lamar had obviously no business falling that far, but it is pretty insane, especially hindsight being like as clear as ever that this, is 2-time MVP, 3 is like
2, most people should say should be 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think organizations were still a little skeptical about the dual threat quarterback who
they wanted to move him to receiver.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, he does more with his legs than he can with his arm, and like he's totally proven those GMs and coaches wrong.
I will never forget 6-time executive of the year, Bill Polian.
Yes.
said,
on ESPN.
Wide receiver, not a quarterback. The best quarterback of his generation, not a quarterback.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a conversation with Tim Tebow, which is absolutely insane. It's like that guy literally is built like a tight end.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking?
And you knew he couldn't be a QB in the league. You knew that.
Couldn't throw the ball like 25 yards in the air. So, that is absolutely fascinating. That revisionist history that you could do there. But yeah, so that all stems from, Cardinals, Seahawks tomorrow should be a really, really good game. And Kyle, do we have that audio that we were going to play yesterday, the Peyton Manning audio? Let's see if we can hit that, because we did mean to get to this yesterday. I just thought this was interesting as the NBA is implemented. I think that's where this kind of got initially sparked from is Peyton Manning talking about how the NBA has now instituted this rule where half-court heaves won't count as shot attempts. And it's really just a player-friendly rule that's meant to alleviate any sort of, players thinking about stats or anything like that, trying to get as much game action as possible, even if it is a tiny little thing like that. And so Peyton Manning on his Monday night broadcast that he does with Eli, which I'm hot or cold on. How do you feel about it?
I really liked it the first season. And then I started to kind of watch it just half the time the second season. Yep. So I think I'll watch it for certain games when I want that perspective.
Maybe even like certain quarters or something.
Absolutely.
When they have the right
guests. Yeah, the right guests, I'll tune in. But I do like hearing more of like the breaking down. That's just how I like to watch my football.
For sure.
I like the storylines, but in the right setting.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And
I've never watched it.
Oh, okay.
I would recommend watching it because I think you would like it in the right setting, to Kayla's point, more than you would anticipate, but it's not like you watching the full broadcast there, you would just really have to not care about the game.
I agree.
Totally understand. I just find the Mannings annoying.
And
that is also very fair. Like,
you're not wrong.
Very,
Kyle.
very fair. I think Peyton's really funny. Eli can, but they also tell them to really shtick it up on there too.
I will say Eli in those Jersey Mike's commercials is bringing me back.
I like Eli more than Peyton. Hot take.
Really? No, I don't think that's. I mean,
it
probably is a fair.
I lived in Tennessee land though, so you can imagine how much Peyton is worshipped down there. So I'm like, I can't say that in Nashville, but I can say it in Sacramento now, baby.
Shout it from the rooftops here. I don't think anyone will mind.
A lot of Raider fans here, they'll agree.
That is also really, really true. I didn't even consider that. But yeah, let's get to Peyton's rules here. Kyle, do you have it one by one? What's the easiest way for you to kind of do this?
Yeah, we can play one by one here. I'll start with the first one.
Rule number 1, intercepted Hail Mary shouldn't count against quarterbacks at the end of the half. Hail Mary throws at the end of the first half should be a team interception. They shouldn't be a quarterback's interception. They won't count against the quarterback. The interception doesn't count against the quarterback. No.
There you go. So that's pretty much the exact spirit of the NBA rule of the heave. It's like, look, it really ultimately doesn't matter, but we're just trying to promote these guys to feel free to let the ball go, because who knows? Like, it could be a tip drill, it could be a miraculous catch, it could lead to a cool interception, it could lead to a pick six. Like, it can just lead to more excitement, kind of like what we talked about with baseball, where baseball is just looking for action. That's really all the NFL is, or Peyton, I guess, is trying to do here. I'm thumbs up on this.
I like it. I think it's a great point. And at first I saw it and I was like, maybe it took me a minute to think about it, but then I'm like, why am I thinking about this? I'm way overthinking this. Let's do it. Yeah. I think it's a great idea.
I think it just doesn't impact anybody, right?
I don't think it does either.
Team interception is going to be, it's a weird way to put it, but whatever. I don't think anybody's going to think of it. Like, I think it's all good. Like, I don't think it hurts anybody. Doesn't hurt stats.
No.
I'm all good on Peyton number 1. Let's go to number 2.
Back. Number 2. False start, offside, equity within the 10-yard line. If you're on the 1-yard line, the offense false starts, they go back to the 6-yard line. The very next play, if the defense jumps off sides, they only go back half the distance to the 3-yard line. The offense is entitled to get those 5 yards back. That rule makes no sense. Offensive dum-dum, 5 yards back. Defensive dum-dum, I want those 5 yards back.
Okay, so right now, he was first laying out the current rule set to where it's half the distance, which is actually really confusing. And
Chris and I were like, literally like, when you count the numbers, like the dots, that's how I learned to count. Like, that's what we were doing.
Yeah, I was literally like mapping out where the ball is being moved.
Same.
I guess all is fair, I guess, is kind of what his point is.
Just even it out.
Yeah. It's and it is confusing. Like, who ultimately decided, no, actually it's going to be half the distance. It really is a pretty confusing thing, and one of those things I've talked about before. Like, my girlfriend wasn't really into football at all before we started dating.
Explaining
so many things that you have to explain, and then you're like, I really don't know why that's the rule at all. And it's like, it's almost like you're explaining things to a child, and children just have like this wonder that it's just like, I've never even thought to question that before.
Right.
And now that you've made me think about it, like, what have we been doing as a society this whole time?
I also feel like I've only ever seen this happen once or twice ever.
100%.
Very specific situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go on to number 3. I think we're
It's going to come up tonight. Number 3, targets should not be an official statistic. Targets are one of the biggest reasons wide receivers get angry with quarterbacks. They should be outlawed. How do people know who I was throwing to when the ball was batted or when I was throwing it away? How does some statistician know who the quarterback was targeting? They don't.
This one I don't really care about. This to me is like a very, like, this is probably an inner locker room kind of conversation.
It totally is. Yeah. And it's probably one they'd like to eliminate as a quarterback or a offensive player, because then it eliminates us from talking about, this guy's getting the most targets, like we did yesterday with the whole situation with Travis Hunter. We were literally breaking down targets. Yeah. They probably just eliminate that, because then we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. All that matters is what you actually catch, right? Like, it doesn't matter if it was thrown at you or what. And to me, I guess Peyton's point is that it only causes arguments and conversation.
But we want it because we're on Sports Talk Radio.
I like it for fantasy football purposes. It could be a way of saying, like, hey, this guy might not have production, but there's potential where you could potentially see him get more points. But besides that, that's also like such a specific case. I'm okay with it going away, but ultimately it's probably just like it's a nothing word.
I don't know. I'm still stuck on the way he tried to say statistician.
I didn't.
I thought you maybe had a quick cut of that. I was like, I missed it. Yeah, I missed that.
Here, I have to go back real quick. But let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, it's a pretty pointvery
His rules changing, they're very, very specific.
Very specific.
He thought a lot about that.
Seems like something. It very much gives the vibes of a Peyton Manning made list.
A guy who just lives in the film room.
Just lives in the film room. Does. Yeah, breaks down all like the minute details of everything. And again, like the half distance thing. It's like literally.
Some statistician
Some
I think he's trying to say statistician.
And he says statistician. You know, it's tough. Live TV's tough. He's got a big head, but can use his big brain.
Big dome.
Number 4, please, as we got to wrap this up quickly.
If there's 2 dumb plays in a row.
Oh, 2 dumb plays in a row. I remember that one. Let's see here. I can get number 4.
Yeah, there's one more, right?
There is 2 more. Actually, I'll just read this off for time's sake, Kyle. We got number 4. Batted balls should be illegal at the line of scrimmage. This one was so dumb.
Heck no.
Batted balls should be illegal. They should be banned. Nobody comes to a football game hoping to see someone bat down a pass. It's lazy by the defensive lineman. It means his pass rush didn't work. It should be an automatic replay the down.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. First of all, love seeing it. Second of all, that is part of the game. And plus, it ends up being an interception in some cases. Or, like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Total bias. That's like the most quarterback bias I've ever heard in my life. It's ridiculous. It's a very cool play, A. B, it's like there's nothing illegal about it at all whatsoever. He just hates it. That's all it is. It's a quarterback speak.
He had 2 rules and then they made him come up with 5 more.
Yeah, and Kyle, thank you for setting that up, because Rule 5 is just, what are we doing?
Cash payments on the field for late hits. When a hit on the quarterback is going to result in a fine for the defensive player,
he thought he was being so funny.
Payment on the field. The defensive player has to go get the actual cash from the sideline in a briefcase and physically hand it to the quarterback.
Could you imagine no deal or deal on the football field? Like, what are we doing? Here's a briefcase.
Briefcases on the sideline for how big the fine is going to be. It's like,
here, take my chain or diamond earring.
Yeah,
in
that's
exchange,
honestly what it should be. It should be collateral instead of actual cash or something like that. I think the bigger point is maybe something that they actually care about, or something that I don't know. I mean, I agree with Kyle. He had 3 rules and they made him come up with 2 more. But there you go. Those are Peyton Manning's 5 rules that he would change. I think we gave 3 of them a thumbs up, and then the last 2 are just lunacy.
Ridiculous.
So there you go. There's Peyton Manning with his list of rule changes that he would give to the NFL. And coming up next, we're going to tell you about what could be a very, very painful Sunday for not only Cowboys fans, but specifically for one Dak Prescott. We'll tell you more about that on the other side. Alan Stiles Show, Sacktown Sports.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options. Heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Discover Terra Madre Americas, one of the world's most exciting food events, coming to Northern California for the first time this September 26th through 28th. Dig into good, clean, and fair food for all with chefs Alice Waters, Sean Sherman, and Jeremiah Tower. Hear music from The War on Drugs, Spoon, Big Head Todd and the Monsters, Jade Bird, and Passion Pit Solo Acoustic. Savor the journey of Terra Madre Americas, only in Sacramento. Details on TerraMadreUSA.com. Terra Madre Americas is supported by Sacramento International Airport and brought to you by Slow Food and Visit Sacramento.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. This National Recovery Month, start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChange.ca.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Cal Athletics.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back to the Allen Stiles Show. Chris Watkins, Kayla Anderson. Come on, that guy. Gotta live better. Other side of the glass. Come on. You know what it is. If you've been listening all week, filling in for Allen Stiles. Should be back on Monday for Kings Media Day. Some interesting stuff coming out of some other NBA media days. Yesterday, we talked about Mike Brown, his media day with the New York Knicks. I'm seeing some practice videos already of Mike Brown with the guys. I also saw, we're talking about practice already with NBA, which is absolutely insane. Yes, missed the scream. Wow, that was media day too. That was media day number one. Who is that? That is Mike Brown.
That's Mike Brown?
Mike Brown, his first media day, he was trying to essentially say, like, I'm so hyped, I'm so jacked. And then I want to say he yells, and then there's a yell from literally the other side of the court, and then he yells again like a call and response.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
It was incredible, and like that really did set the tone for what would be a great season.
That's cool.
And unfortunately, that is the sound of screams of people wondering why. Like, why? What happened to this team that we once were rooting for and happy watching every single night? And I'm sure that's what Cowboys fans are saying, watching their team every single week, watching them just
in your
segue
strikes
come
again.
on. I was like, that's at least like a 6.5, 7 right there. That was pretty solid. I can't lie.
The Senior Segway is like a Michelin star restaurant. It's on a 5-star system. So I think that's
it's 3.
The 3-star.
I think it's 3 stars.
That was a 3-star Senior Segway.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll take it. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one this weekend for Cowboys fans, as I don't even need to tell them what this week is. This is the week that they've been dreading since the first week of the NFL season when Micah Parsons was traded. This is the week that it all comes to a head, and it is just going to be too much in your face to deny, and that might be a literal sentence, as Micah Parsons is already talking about how excited he is to meet Dak Prescott in the backfield. And it's, I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to feel sympathetic for Cowboys fans out here, but it is really setting up to be in a Sunday night game as well. Prime time. Everybody is going to be watching specifically for this. They want to see what Micah Parsons has cooked up for the Cowboys, and I'm sure there'll be some fun sack dance or something like that. Something's got to be aimed directly towards Jerry Jones. But I honestly cannot be more excited for this matchup. As somebody who usually is not excited to watch any Packer game, usually I'm not very excited to watch any Cowboy game, I could not be more excited to just see the energy and like this. We always talk about revenge games and things like that. You know, player X spends 3 years with the team, goes to play team Y, plays them once. It's whatever, you know, unless it's a Klay Thompson situation or something like that. It's really we just call it a revenge game. We have a real, true revenge game here on Sunday night. And I mean, I don't know. I cannot say enough about it. I'm so excited.
I'm here for it. That's for sure. I mean, this is why a lot of us get so deep in the NFL, because there just always seems to be some sort of crazy storyline every single week that we can talk about or we could get excited about watching. Yes, Monday night's doubleheader for Monday Night Football is not something to talk about, but Sunday Night Football will be something to talk about specifically because of this. You've got Jerry Jones, who makes himself his own talking point. You've got Micah Parsons, who is now in Green Bay, that I can admit myself, at least, guys, that I didn't really see this particular situation coming. No. For him to go to Green Bay, I thought he was going to stay in Dallas. I thought, how in the heck does Jerry Jones let his best defensive player go, who he's admitted he loves this guy? Well, then pay him to stay there. You paid all your offensive players. Yeah. And you're not going to pay your guy that makes it happen on defense. And now look at their defense. It's total cheeks, absolute cheeks. And you could say their offense now is good enough, minus CeeDee Lamb being out for some games with the ankle. About that part, right?
Yeah.
The offenses look somewhat decent. Man. Brian Schottenheimer, I think, has been Sunday. Decent. But now you don't have a defense because you traded away your best player. And by the way, Green Bay just got beat by the Cleveland Browns, and they got something to say. And if they're going to take out against anybody, it's going to be against the Dallas Cowboys, even if it is in Dallas, where I'm sure half the people are going to be cheering for Micah Parsons in the stands.
Yeah, and I didn't even consider the Browns portion of it. Little bit of a trap game. Like, yes, it really is a trap game there, where you have this Sunday night game that everybody knows is circled for many reasons, and you're playing, you know, a team that you think is just the worst team in the NFL. The Browns have a great defense. They really do, and I think that's probably the thing that caught the Packers by surprise the most. But it really does, looking back on it, I didn't consider it at the time. I will still consider it a Packers loss nonetheless, but it is definitely a game where you do feel like you could understand that it is hey, we're really just juiced for this next game coming up, and this is where they're going to let it all go. I didn't even consider the fact it's at AT&T Stadium in Texas as well, so that's going to be another layer to it. All the Cowboys fans who... That's going to be an interesting one.
What's our bets, guys?
I feel like Cowboy fans are going to be more on the side of Micah Parsons and all this. Like, there's a real chance that, like, there's loud boos coming from Jerry Dome on Sunday night.
They cheer Micah Parsons when he walks on the field.
It would not surprise me.
I'm not joking. I think that could happen.
It really would not surprise me. Even like a sack, it would not surprise me. Because I think that it is like we compared it at the time to like the Luka trade. I do think there is an element of, this guy is now playing against us. Like, Jerry Jones is not on Team Cowboy fan anymore. And the true Team Cowboy fan is, we love Micah Parsons. We wanted Micah Parsons to be a Cowboy and root for him for life. And so we're still going to root for him when he's in this building.
So this is an interesting dynamic that I know we're short on time, but I kind of want your opinions on. So back when I was a kid, I remember the reputation was like, Cowboy fans are overconfident. Cowboys fans are believing that their team is going to win and you know, all the rings, stuff like that. Have they crossed that threshold now to like the New York Knicks under Dolan? Like, not now, but I'm saying like 4 years ago, where it's just like, we've been so bad for so long that it's almost like commiserating at this point. Have they kind of crossed that threshold because they've been bad for so long?
I'll go real quick, because
you're probably closer to the situation.
I've talked to some Cowboy fans. There's a lot in Tennessee, to be crazy enough, before they had a team that moved there. There's a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans there. And so,
they're everywhere.
Right? They are everywhere. America's team, you know how it goes. I think Kyle is actually onto something in the way that, not like they're like, we want people to beat our team or we're going to root for every player that leaves, But I think in situations like this, when they knew they had something special in a guy like Micah Parsons, who wanted to be in Dallas. How many times did he say, I want to be here? It's not like he said, I want to get out of this town. I hate the fans.
He did not give them a list of teams that he wanted to go to.
No. And so I think fans are kind of in the part of their, fandom now that they're like, man, we just want Jerry to go. Like, and I don't wish any ill upon Jerry, but like with
he
Jerry
can step
there,
down. It's okay. Like he doesn't have to.
His son is
his
there.
life doesn't have to end for him to stop running the team.
But
it's okay
I
for
do
him to
feel
decide.
like they're kind of in their own feelings now. Like a Drake song. I mean, it's
No, I love that. That is what the Cowboys feel like.
Right.
It's going to be 5:20 in Arlington, Texas pretty soon, and that's exactly what it feels like. Is that it's just a bunch of fans who are reserved. They just kind of know what it is at this point. Like they haven't quite gotten to the Raiders portion of fandom where they just know what it is. They blindly have faith, but at the back of their mind they know what it is. Like I still think there is some blind, I'll call it ignorance for lack of a better term. Like they just blind faith. We'll call it blind faith is probably the softer term that Cowboys fans have. But, I do definitely feel like the illusion of any year could be our year is probably gone with him. It feels like, and maybe it's more just local, but to me, like Niner fans give that energy a lot more than Cowboys fans that I know. The inevitability of we're just going to be good because we've been good. We've got something built here. We've got a culture, whatever it is. It feels like the Cowboys fans have even acknowledged we are so far past our glory days that I don't even think we're like riding fumes anymore. Like we have to try and build ourselves up. And I think that's a big problem. When you have like a brand like that, we deal with it definitely on a different level for different reasons with the Kings, but the Cowboys have a certain level of expectation, and being bad just isn't really an option for them. Or if it is, you better be bad for 1 or 2 years max. But it feels like to maybe quote, I think it's a DJ Khaled song or album, they're suffering from success. They really are. I think
America's team just branded on them.
And I think that's a problem. Like I think again, when you have so many fans that are expecting so much of you, it's just really tough to please them all. And you try and win and you try and stay competitive. It's really, really hard to do so. The Niners are working out a legend's son, I guess. I don't really know how else to refer to him as. I'm sure you've heard about it, but we'll tell you about it. And also, Adam Schefter gives an update as to what Brock Purdy's status might be on Sunday. You got that and more on the other side. You're listening to the Allen Style Show, Sacktown Sports.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
You've probably heard the word, but do you know what a stimp meter is and how it works? Invented by Edward Stimpson in the 1930s, a stimp meter is a device used to measure the speed of putting surfaces. His version was made of wood and was simply a chute on which a golf ball would roll onto the green. Roderick Easdale writes in Golf Magazine, today's stimp meters are made of aluminum. They're 36 inches long and have a V-shaped chute down which the ball can roll. It has 2 notches on which the ball rests. After a flat area of the green is selected, a golf ball is placed in the notch and the end is slowly lifted until the ball rolls down the chute and across the green. The average of 3 distances becomes one of the measurements. The process is repeated in the opposite direction and the measure of both directions is added and divided by 2. That figure in feet is the stimp meter reading. Most courses average 9 or 10 on stimp meter, which is neither too fast or too slow, just right for most recreational players. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Our office computers were from like 2012.
What? They had computers then?
Yeah, I don't know much about new tech.
Apparently.
So I went to Staples and saved big on an AI-powered HP laptop and HP OfficeJet Pro printer, which also came with 3 months of free instant ink.
And we're back in this century. During Staples HP Tech Event, save up to 35% on HP printers and up to 40% on AI-powered HP PCs.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. Into 11/1 select models only.
Brought to you by Xfinity. Sports are unpredictable. The price of your internet shouldn't be. Introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One consistent internet price for 5 years with no annual contracts. Guaranteed.
Live and local 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Hey. Hello. Thought we lost the music for a second there. Come on, Missy. You're listening to The Ounce Style Show. Chris Watkins, Kayla Anderson. Come on. Outlet better. Other side of the glass.
You can kind of see my hand in the camera.
Kyle is... yeah, there it is. I see it.
There it is.
Briefly.
It's like Where's Waldo? Find Kyle's hand.
It's like Wednesday. I don't know if you've seen the Netflix Wednesday. You know,
Wednesday.
got the little hand friend. That's
a good show.
That's Kyle. It's pretty decent. I've really liked it. Yeah, I saw season 2 just drop the other day. Definitely want to.
We don't have time to watch any of this right now, but when I do get a chance, I'll see season 2.
Please. Yes, absolutely.
Well, King season's about to start for us. So.
Yeah, exactly.
The window just passed.
Long time. Next summer.
Yeah, I guess maybe, let's see, we're at a 45. We could have fun. Maybe we'll do it at 11:45. We'll talk about some of our favorite summer watches that we've had so far this year. You know, it's a hump day show. We got to get people through the week and maybe if we can give some people some TV suggestions, that's to me that's the ultimate form of relaxation. So
when you're not listening to us, you can watch
absolutely. So yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. I mentioned a lot of NBA Media Day stuff going around. I mentioned Mike Brown having some comments yesterday and had a comment actually that did stir up some Kings fans online. I did see that Mike Brown was kind of asked about what his rotation will be in New York, and a lot of people are just kind of wondering how deep he's going to go with that Knicks roster, because famously Tom Thibodeau would play about 6 or 7 guys come playoff time and would pretty much run his guys into the ground, playing them 40 minutes a game and all that stuff. So New York media a little bit sensitive to that. They ask Mike Brown essentially how deep he's planning to go in his rotations. Mike Brown says about 9 or 10 deep into his rotation, and the thing that really got Kings fans all in a bunch was that he essentially referenced giving Keon Ellis directly minutes as proof of him going very deep into the bench. And I should, for you, Kayla, essentially the reason why Kings fans got into a story about that is because when Mike Brown was fired, a big reason, probably the loudest contingent of fans that were pro Mike Brown being let go, a big gripe with them was that Keon Ellis wasn't getting enough minutes, even though Mike Brown would retort, I was the one who gave him minutes in the first place. And so that always kind of became a little bit of it wasn't super public of a push and pull, but it was definitely every game that the Kings lost, it was always why didn't Keon Ellis play more minutes type thing.
I think he had a couple DNPs even too.
Yes. No, he definitely
really?
did. Yeah,
Okay.
it questionably got to the point where it was nobody's going to tell me how to run my team kind of thing. And
then they started playing him a lot of minutes, and shockingly, their defense improved.
Their defense did improve, and the other thing is, of course, Mike Brown very preaching defense left and right. Please, can anyone play defense? And the one guy who, to Kyle's point, would play defense and would lift the rest of the defense, wouldn't get a ton of minutes.
That would scratch my head too. So I'm actually with everybody on this one, where it would be something I would question.
Yeah, and it was interesting. Like, and I'm probably not doing Mike Brown's side of the argument enough justice. Like, it was a little complicated, much like we talked about yesterday with the Kings shooting guard depth issues. Like, I mean, it was really just take out Zach LaVine and you're putting in DeMar DeRozan in there, who is in his first season, and you're trying to figure out how he's going to get
politics come into play.
So many player politics come into play. And again, it feels like in basketball, politics are bigger than anything because, again, there is only so many minutes and there's only so many
Let me tell you a
people
story
on the
one
floor.
time, too.
Please.
To remind me that
I will.
for you guys. I can even say it on air, but
Great.
go on.
Awesome. Yeah. So, a lot of interesting stuff coming out of Media Day. Again, we will keep it locked in across the NBA to see if there is any other Sacramento Kings related stuff before Monday's Media Day here in Sacramento. Again, Alan Stiles will be back on Monday to give you all of that wonderful Media Day stuff. I should mention, I said tease before we joined back in, the 49ers are working out one Shiloh Sanders for a workout. I believe that workout is going to be held today. Yesterday they held him in for a workout with the team. Of course, the Niners, to say that they are dealing with injury issues would be a vast understatement. I'm not entirely positive what their DB room is looking like in terms of injuries right now. I do know that they have a couple different DBs down right now, but Shiloh Sanders being worked out. Of course, Dion played for the Niners for a little there, so there is the connection. I kind of feel like, especially given where the Niners are at with their health right now, like this normally would probably be viewed as the Niners, frankly, are a team that has done the Nepo thing a little bit. God, I sound like Alan. With
turning into Alan.
With Tariq Owens, with Frank Gore's son, they tried to bring him in as well. And so, there is that, I guess, low-hanging fruit that I will point out, that it is yet again another Nepo situation, I guess, if you want to call it that. Shiloh Sanders, of course, you could say infamously, I guess, was kicked off of the the Buccaneers.
Yeah, he was dropped before the season even started.
I won't say kicked off. I will say he was cut.
He was cut.
But he got into a fight on the field.
He got ejected from his last preseason game for fighting a bill and then got cut the next day.
Yes, exactly.
It's like they were waiting for a reason.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Well, and then after getting cut, said, I'm just going to go be a rapper now.
And that's, Kyle, that's what I was, because when I was doing my research on Shiloh, which there's not much there to research. Sorry, I'm going to get a call from
it's
Dion
a fact,
now,
it's a
right?
fact.
No, don't worry. There's still funnier things he's done than these two examples.
Right, and I know, like, Dion praised him for being a leader at Colorado, which I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm not going to take anything away from what he did in college in terms of the leadership aspect of it. But clearly he was not the star brother. But he was an undrafted free agent, so it's not like he even got drafted. I think even the reason that he would have gotten drafted would probably be because of Dion.
For sure.
But he wasn't, and Tampa Bay, cut him. But then he immediately, like Kyle says, is going out there, and he's still living in Tampa, but he's saying, like, I want to move possibly to LA. I want to become an actor, and that's fine. And all of that is great and fine and dandy, but I just don't get the feeling, guys, that like he wants to play football anymore.
Yeah.
I really don't. And if you don't love football, especially in this day and age, like where there's just the next best thing that's going to come up, I don't think you're going to survive.
Maybe he
100%.
is really dumb or really self-aware. I just can't tell the difference.
I'm not going to touch that one. Because
during the draft, I remember they were live streaming it, which is still insane. And he was literally like, yeah, Dad didn't help us, so we had to go hire a real agent.
That's right.
Which was insane thing to admit. So
it was
either
really crazy.
Super self-aware or really dumb. Either way, kind of sucks for the Niners that they're bringing him in.
Yeah, it's like Kayla said there too. It's like if he's somebody who, you know, frankly, I mean, football is the kind of sport where you have to love it in order to play it, and he's got other paths. Like it's no knock to him. The dude, obviously, Deion Sanders is his dad. If he wants to coach, he can coach. If he wants, I know like one of Deion's son, like, you know, is their videographer, like whatever he wants to do, the world is his oyster. He can literally, if he wants to be a rapper, go ahead. Like I'm sure Deion can reserve studio time for him. So the world is, again, he can do whatever he wants with his time, but football is a game where you gotta love. And if you don't love it, first off, it'll show day one. Like people will be able to sniff that thing out immediately if you don't truly love the game, and if you don't love contact, and if he's gonna try and play safety as well, like he's again going to have to love contact. He's going to have some sort of natural ball hawking skills. Something there has got to show, and we'll see. I mean, the best that I can say is we'll see. But
and if anything, he'd be practice squad. I mean, that's
what I would imagine. And again, knowing the Niners' injury luck, who knows? He might have to start next week. Who knows? Yeah, he really might have to give it a go. So, of course, it was going to be news if Deion or if any of Deion's children are involved. But so Shiloh Sanders does get a workout with the Niners yesterday. I don't believe there's been news since then about any signing, even a practice squad signing or anything like that. If anything does happen, we will be sure to let you know. I should also mention, as I teased, that on the Pat McAfee show earlier today, Adam Schefter went on to say that, quote, Mac Jones played very well this was yesterday that Monday that he went on. Mac Jones played very well yesterday and led the 49ers to victory, Schefter said. He then says, quote, I wouldn't be surprised if Brock Purdy is back this week. So again, that is Adam Schefter saying he wouldn't be surprised if Brock Purdy is back this week. Definitely not a hard report or anything like that. But nonetheless, you got to figure Adam Schefter saying that on a Monday, he must be hearing things. And again, as recently as last week, as recently as Sunday, Brock Purdy was going to try and give it a go, but was an early scratch on Sunday. And so that at least tells me that he's close enough to where they think it's a possibility he could have gone last week with Mac Jones having his, I think it's his PCL. Injury to his knee.
Left, yeah.
Yeah, you would imagine that probably makes it even more likely that Brock gives it a go on Sunday. Yeah. So we will definitely be looking out for those updates. I believe Kyle Shanahan should be talking to the media today at some point around noon. So we'll probably get some form of update on that front of things. Coming up next, ESPN.com does their yearly ESPN Ranks 100 list of the top 100 NBA players. The Kings have a couple in there. Let's see if people agree and if they're happy with where the Kings fall. One of them, something tells me people are going to have some thoughts on. We tell you about that and more coming up next. Alan Stiles Show, Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
I'm with Vince Bloom, the big guy at Folsom Lake Dodge.
The weather's getting colder, but the deals are just heating up.
And during the drive-into fall event at Folsom Lake Dodge, save over $6,500 net savings off MSRP on a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 2-door Sport. That's over 17% off.
And I've got 5 at this hot deal.
At Folsom Lake Dodge.
In the Folsom Auto Mall and online at FolsomLakeDodge.com.
Wrangler includes $4,485 dealer discount plus $2,000 in national retail bonus cash. VIN SE 658348. See dealer for details. Expires 9/11/25.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters.
Attention former and present inmates of women's prisons in California. If you are currently or were an inmate of Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla, also known as Chowchilla Women's Facility, Valley State Prison for Women in Chowchilla, Institute for Women in Chino, or Folsom Women's Facility in Represa, and were a victim of sexual abuse, now is the time to come forward, as you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. If you were an inmate at any of these prisons at any time and were subjected to sexual abuse from staff members, you may be entitled to substantial cash compensation. Call our California Women's Prison Helpline now at 800-408-1240. The deadline to file a claim may be close. Call now to get the justice, closure, and the financial settlement you deserve. Even if it was long ago, call our law firm's Women's Prison Sexual Abuse Helpline right now at 800-408-1240. 800-408-1240. 800-408-1240.
This 49ers Red Zone Report is being brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
49ers with it. Mac Jones turns, play action, rolling left. He's got Juszczyk. Juszczyk makes the catch, and the 49ers break in. It's a touchdown. 49ers. 49ers with it. Mac Jones turns, play action, rolling left. He's got Juszczyk. Juszczyk makes the catch, and the 49ers break in. It's a touchdown. 49ers.
Ready, set, win big. When the 49ers win, you score. With 49% off any large pizza, only at Mountain Mike's Pizza. Celebrate every game day with your favorites from our legendary crispy, curly pepperoni, bold sauced up wings, garlic butter drenched sides, and gooey sweet desserts, all hot, fresh, and built for a Niners victory. Download the Mountain Mike's app, join Mountain Rewards, and turn every Niners win into a pizza party. Let's go Niners. Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Live and local.
It's Alan Stiles.
On Sacktown Sports.
It's not Alan Stiles. Hi. Sorry, voice lady. Chris Watkins, Kayla Anderson, and, come on, Kyle Ledbetter. He is on the other side of the glass as we bring you to the 11 o'clock hour. Gonna chit-chat about some Kings talk, as ESPN does every single year. They do their ESPN rank, where they rank the top 100 NBA players. And frankly, if I can be honest, for just a couple seconds. This list is just rage bait. It really is all it is. Every single year, this thing is just made to get people upset, to rile people up, to have you argue the dumbest arguments about how player X is not, he is much more than 4 spots better than player Y, and how can you have him there but him there, and things like that. So let's join the discourse, everybody.
Become one of them.
Let's do it.
Let's jump feet first in.
Let's do it. Let's go in the deep
unless
end.
they say good things about your team, then it's accurate.
Yeah, then it's accurate. Then it's gospel at that point.
I mean, when you have 3 in the top 30 like the Thunder, all
That's
of a sudden,
right.
Yeah.
love this.
We should do that exercise as well as trying to figure out who has the most. I believe I heard the Timberwolves have 5 or 6.
Okay.
I want to say the Thunder as well have about 5 or 6. I think the Magic have about 5 or 6 as well. I think 5.
This is why I like the Ringers version of this, because they'll let you sort it by position and team and all sorts of great stuff.
Yeah, this ESPN one is a little bit of a mess because in true ESPN.com fashion, they try and get as many clicks as possible. They do like, here is number 100 through 74, and then 74 through 50.
They
and it's
put
like,
it all out at different.
it's like, come on, guys. Like, I'm not going to do a rollout of this all week.
Nope.
Here we are on Wednesday. Let's see. So let's start off with where some former Kings go, and it should be noted here, just for anybody curious, the panel that ranks this is made up of 150 reporters, editors, producers, and analysts. They were all asked to rank players based on their predicted contributions, quality and quantity. I don't know what quantity would have to do for the 25-26 season only. So this is meant to be a meant to be a snapshot real quick of what they think. This is a projection. This is not a as of today where these guys stand.
Super small note, they don't count injured players for the season.
Okay, good to know. Like if you're injured to start, so like Kyrie Irving maybe isn't on this list.
Here's the ones they excluded.
Okay,
Tatum,
perfect.
Halliburton, Lillard, Kyrie, DeJounte Murray, Fred VanVleet.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's
Fred
actually
VanVleet.
that's
Okay.
really good to know because there are some players on here though who are still like, what are you? Because we don't know yet because of injuries.
Yeah, right. And yeah, the top 10 list might look a little bit funny without, you said, so Tatum's not in there.
No Tatum, no
Tyrese
Tyrese.
might not be in there.
No
as well.
Lillard, Kyrie, DeJounte Murray, or Fred VanVleet.
So it sounds like more of like maybe the top 25 might look a little bit skewed with Fred VanVleet. I don't think is included in the top 25, but those other guys are all probably within the top 25.
Those are the players that would have made the top 100 that they're not counting.
Gotcha.
Varying degrees.
Good to know.
Heard. So, yes, again, 150 reporters, editors, producers, and analysts, all I assume work for ESPN, contributed to this. And again, this is a prediction. This is based off of where their predicted contributions is the exact wording that they use for this ESPN.com article. And let's start off with the first former King that I can find. And something tells me that this probably created a decent bit of controversy for those who, I guess, participate in NBA psycho behavior. At number 87 is Jonas Valanciunas, which is just not a name that I would have expected to see on this list in general. Now, Jonas was a really high quality backup center. Maybe I would maybe give him the award of being like a top 3 backup center in the NBA, 100%. And I guess maybe that is truly just what this ranking is giving him. Again, number 87, he's in between, which is kind of crazy. Zach Edey at number 88, 86, Bradley Beal, 85, Jaden Ivey. So that's the kind of territory that they have Jonas Valanciunas in. Of course, unfortunately for us here in Sacramento, and Jonas being in this top 100 list kind of does really put into perspective maybe how bad of a move this was. Just the Kings doing this essentially for trade, or for salary purposes. Is the Kings trading Jonas Valanciunas in order to essentially get Dario Saric? It doesn't really make any sense. It didn't make any sense at the time. But I even want to make sure I'm not missing any other, small trade exceptions or anything like that might have been included. I'm looking at the NBA.com report, and it is just straight up Nuggets receive Jonas Valanciunas, Kings receive Dario Saric. So there you go. Jonas Valanciunas, number 87 on the ESPN Rank 100 list. Dario Saric, not listed. So there you go. That's how that trade, I guess you can say, is viewed from the outside perspective.
If they did a top 300, he would not make it.
he would be fringe. He would be fringe for sure.
But it's a surprise to you guys that Valanciunas is even on this list. And I was listening to the morning show too, and they agreed. Like they had said the same thing.
I mean, it's a surprise in the sense of I just wouldn't have. It's just not a name that would have came to my mind. But seeing him on the list isn't crazy. I mean, because like I said, I think he is a top tier backup center in the league. This is also, again, a projection. He's on the Nuggets this season. Being Nikola Jokic's backup, and for him to be Nikola Jokic's
That's a great
backup,
point right there.
I really believe in the Nuggets a lot. And a big reason is because of Jonas Valanciunas. I think that's like the perfect backup to get. I mean, legitimately, the backups for, and Kyle, you might be able to fill me in even better. The backups for Jokic these past couple years has literally been DeAndre Jordan. They tried DeMarcus Cousins at one point to be his backup. Zeke Naji is just somebody who never panned out for them.
They drafted Deron Holmes, who never played because he tore his Achilles. And so they were stuck with DeAndre Jordan again.
And they really never had a four that could scoot over to they had Aaron Gordon, I guess.
They were putting Hunter Tyson and Aaron Gordon as their front court at points.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Hunter Tyson?
Yes.
That's a generic name. That is not an actual player. So there you go. I think Jonas Valanciunas definitely can be a really big piece for that team. So it's surprising just of
projection.
100%.
And I was going to add to that too, projection, because the first thing, being down there in Tennessee and covering a little bit of the Grizzlies from afar, they're obviously super excited about Zach Edey because why would you be? He's your guy. He's supposed to be the guy, but he's dealt with so many injuries that first year, and he's a bigger guy, and they're worried about the ankles a little bit with him. Yeah. But the projection is like he has to be the guy. So of course he's going to be on this list. Probably higher than what you can say his actual body of work has been yet. But he's supposed to be this year the at least third best player on the team. So they're assuming like he's going to do that. But he's a big guy. He's got to figure out the ankles, because that's the thing they've been trying to fix down there, so he can be healthy throughout the season.
Yep, and Zach Edey, number 88 on this list, and again sandwiched Jonas Valanciunas sandwiched right in between Zach Edey and Bradley Beal. Potential king on the list, Jonathan Kuminga falls in at number 83, sandwiched between Tobias Harris and Norman Powell. My guy Norman Powell. So that's again, if the Kings do make the addition of one Jonathan Kuminga, you could be adding a top 100 player to your team. We talked about a good bit yesterday and the day before about Kuminga's value to this team just as a young piece, but him being, it's not even just his future potential. It is the player that he is now. Of course, this is projecting a little bit, but Jonathan Kuminga, I would hope, regardless of what team he's on next year, Jonathan Kuminga he should definitely be in a top 100 list if he is going to be the player that he has shown and he has talked about being here this offseason. So Jonathan Kuminga falls at number 83, and then we get to our first actual king in this list at number 80, which is interesting. I wonder how people feel about number 80 for one DeMar DeRozan. Sandwiched in between 81, Andrew Nembhard, who had a fantastic postseason, and Onyeka Okongwu, center for the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks have a lot of promise this year. A lot of people very high on Atlanta. This is where I will do my first, what is this guy doing on this portion of the list? Toumani Camara. Kyle, what do we do? Toumani Camara at number 78. I love me some stray NBA random NBA Twitter guy. Toumani Camara at number 78 is crazy. He's a great defender, like a great defender.
That is,
I'm not putting him at number 78.
That is all defensive second teamer Toumani Camara you're talking about.
Can I get Toumani Camara numbers, please, from last year?
What's the projection here?
Because it's a lot of projection.
That's what I'm saying. Is it all projection?
Because I'm not. Toumani Camara had to have been under 7 points a game.
Toumani Camara was 11.3 points per game.
Really?
Shot
Shocked.
37% on 4.6 threes per game. 45% from the field.
Shout out to Toumani Camara, who on the Blazers, as he's one of these guys who has kind of risen through the smoke of the Blazers, who have been on fire for the past 6 years or so. A guy that they literally just kind of found and has been a really good role player for them. 11 points a game, incredible.
I didn't know that.
Also 6 rebounds per game. I also think the Blazers are going to be really good this year.
I think they're going to be fun.
So
I think they're finally going to be not like a 12 seed, 11, 12 seed. 78 feels crazy. Like 2 spots higher than DeMar DeRozan. Look, we have our beefs with DeMar DeRozan.
He fell, though, a lot this year.
That's a really good point.
That's the thing that I was shocked with.
I'd be interested to see
like
30-something
spots?
Let's see here.
It was big. It was a big drop.
Last year he was 45.
So that's a big drop.
That is huge. I mean, that is a massive – that's crazy for him to drop from 45 to 80. He had a good season last year. Definitely didn't look like he lost a step in terms of like his game. What DeMar DeRozan does, he did not seem any different from that perspective of things.
12 straight season at 20 points or more.
Model of consistency. And he was well above that 20 points.
Yeah,
it's not
I'm like he's a
consistent
play. He's been a consistent, and he's 36 years old. Like, but he's
what
not
he does.
dropped.
No. And he's got a huge opportunity. Like De'Aaron Fox is gone. It's not like he's got more of a runway this year to look better.
This is where I start looking at, like, I'm starting to learn here real quickly.
The Kings
This
bias?
is where they see Kings and they automatically go, oh, he's dropping this many spots. I'm dead serious.
I think so. No, I 100% think that is part of it, is that last year there was a level of excitement of, hey, the Kings are building up towards something. They add DeMar DeRozan. He can maybe push them another level. De'Aaron Fox is now gone. DeMar DeRozan stayed the same. They say, it's just not as exciting to talk about anymore, so he must just be a worse player now. Absolutely
that's
crazy.
A lot to drop. That's my only point.
For reference, LaMelo Ball dropped 13 spots last year. That's the closest plunge I can find to DeRozan.
Do we not know about something? Does he have some freak injury?
Crazy.
That's weird.
So here's the write-up from Anthony Slater in the article on DeMar DeRozan. He says, last March, on a signature move in the mid-range, DeMar DeRozan became only the 27th player in NBA history to score over 25,000 career points. He is entering his 17th season. In his 16th season, he averaged 22.2 points per game, his 12th consecutive season of averaging 20 points or more per game. DeRozan appeared in 77 games. This is the 12th time in his career that he has played at least 74 games, which is incredible. DeRozan, 36, remains a highly productive and durable, but the defensive question marks and flawed supporting cast have kept him from the biggest stage since his Toronto days. DeRozan has only appeared in a total of 5 playoff games since 2019, which was kind of a crazy stat. But nonetheless, nowhere in there does it say DeMar DeRozan deteriorated as a player.
That's what I'm saying. So it's his fault then,
bit.
because that's specifically his fault. Like, he's the only one making teams go to the playoff. Like, come on.
Okay, I found a funnier one. So DeMar DeRozan fell 35 spots from last year to this year in the rankings. Zion Williamson fell 34.
This year?
From last year to this year. Only 34 spots.
They must not know about Skinny Zion. That's crazy. I wonder how that would look. Wonder how that would look post Skinny Zion pictures.
I thought he'd be a little more higher.
That's an interesting one for sure. Let's see here, Kyle. I have on here Zach LaVine, but I don't see where he is
72
in the list. Is that right?
He is 72.
72. Yes, I'm looking at it now. Zach LaVine, number 72 on the list. Sandwiched in between number 74, Jabari Smith, number 73, Derek Lively, and number 71, Kobe White, former teammate of Zach LaVine, and number 70, Michael Porter Jr. So we talked about yesterday how the Nuggets were at one point looking for a potential Michael Porter Jr. for Zach LaVine swap.
Also somehow 6 spots below Denny Advia.
Below Denny Advia, so they have Denny at 66. Well, Kyle, did you write this? This is a lot of Blazer fandom happening in here.
That Tamani Kamara and Denny Advia is a better front court than Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan.
That is what they are projecting.
Which the Kings are paying $74 million for.
I don't even think Tamani Kamara makes like $740,000 in his contract. So that's absolutely insane. But yeah, I mean, again, that is another one. Denny Advia last year unranked and moves up to number 66.
Are you cool with you guys, like, and I know this is a very, very young player compared to DeMar DeRozan, the age difference between the two. Are you cool with DeRozan being below LaVine?
That's interesting.
Right? If you're going to put your two teammates together.
Yeah, that is really interesting. That's a really good question. For what it's worth, Zach LaVine last year ranked 74. He is now 72. I mean, yesterday I kind of talked about the impact thing where it just felt like DeMar DeRozan was more impactful than Zach LaVine every single night. But it's tough because Zach LaVine's like 30 and he is a ridiculous talent.
Sure.
And so
he's younger. He's, at this point of his career, a little more athletic than if you're looking at DeRozan that's 36. And
To your point, Kayla, I think he will contribute more this year if that's what the rankings are.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, like LaVine has been in his past like a 25-plus point per game scorer. DeRozan can't do that anymore. LaVine could do it. Who knows if he will do it? But I guess it's fair. But again, to your point of like them being on the same team and watching it every night, I kind of feel like, again, DeMar DeRozan was more impactful.
Sure.
I don't know if that means he's a better player, but if
it
I were to
happens
make
this
a
year.
list, I probably would have put I probably would have at least as of last year put DeRozan higher. But it's definitely a good question, and I wonder how much of that is just the national spotlight on it. It's just easy to say 36-year-old on his way down, Zach LaVine on the same team. To that point, actually, DeRozan moves down 34 spots. LaVine only moves down 2. And yet Zach LaVine had very strange year. He was on fire. I mean, the dude shot incredibly from 3, but on the same team should have a similar, or if not lesser, amount of impact.
To your point, Kayla, the Ringer does this list and updates it every few months. They have DeRozan 67 and LaVine 68.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Look at them.
That's what they should do.
there.
Frankly, like that's what it should be. Those
Makes
two
sense.
are pretty much the same. The write-up from Anthony Slater on Zach LaVine after missing 58 games 2 seasons ago because of nagging foot issues, which is actually a really good point because LaVine was just a straight-up do not trade for him because he's an injury risk on top of his insane contract. He played a lot last year. LaVine resurrected his value with three scorching. That's a really weird way of phrasing that. With 3 scorching, healthy months to open last season.
Healthy.
Yeah. The Bulls leveraged that into a deadline deal, roping LaVine's large contract into the De'Aaron Fox 3-team deal, sending LaVine to Sacramento. He has 2 years, $96.4 million left on his deal. He has his defensive flaws and health question marks, but when he is able to play to his full potential, he's explosive. In 72 games last season, split between 2 different teams, he averaged 23.3 points on 51% shooting, making 44% of his on a high volume of threes. His 239 makes from deep were 8th most in the NBA. Zach LaVine falling at number 72 in this ESPN Rank 100 list. Let's see here. His projection. Oh, that's interesting. I might have to pull up DeRozan's. They do have like your stat projections for the season. Zach LaVine's stat projection is 23 points per game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, which is a worse season overall than he had last year. Pretty much across the board.
They're like, we dropped in 2 spots. We got to drop the stats.
Yeah, very interesting. Oh, they do give a signature stat as well. This is interesting. He is one of 4 players, Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, and Karl Anthony Towns being the others, to average 20 points while shooting 50% from the field and 40% on threes. What is interesting is he's the only guard of that list, Jokic, Durant, and Karl Anthony Towns. So, again, that's where I talk about Zach LaVine truly having an elite skill. Like, the dude is a scorer from all parts of the field. One of 4 players last year to average 20 points, shooting 50% from the field, 40% from 3. And then let me scroll up to this. Let's see here. Where did DeMar DeRozan go? Here he is. DeMar DeRozan is projected to score 22.8 points per game, 4 rebounds, 4.7 assists. Pretty much almost exactly the same numbers that they gave Zach LaVine. His signature stat from last season. Last season, DeRozan made 293 mid-range shots. 119 more than any other player. He's led the NBA in mid-range field goals 3 of the past 4 seasons. So again, we know what DeMar DeRozan is. We know what he's trying to do. He does it differently than anybody else. And that's going to be the fascinating thing about this year is how different the offense looks without De'Aaron Fox there. Is it just going to be a lot of half court? Is it going to be really catering towards DeMar DeRozan in the mid-range, in the half court, backing guys down, taking that turnaround jumper? Is that going to be the thing that we see a ton of again this season? I think a lot of people, when it was going well, it was great. I think when De'Aaron Fox was here and it was, we can have De'Aaron go, and it's a nice little counter punch. it was great. But I think once it became your thing, once it's the thing that you go to, and then you go to it again, and then you go to it again, and then if it works, you go to it again, and if it doesn't work, you go to it again. Like, I think at that point, it became very repetitive, and the misses started to feel a little bit louder, and it just started to feel like maybe nobody else is having fun on the floor besides the guy who's dribbling the ball out. I hate to phrase it that way because it does make it sound selfish for DeMar DeRozan, or makes it sound like he's a bad teammate.
He's just in a weird position, I almost feel like. And correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I'm just diving into the Kings culture here, but Monty McNair drafted him, correct?
No. Oh, so Monty McNair brought him in. Yes, brought him in.
Sorry,
yes,
not
yes,
drafted him,
yes,
but brought him in. So again, I don't know how different this is from the NFL when a general manager brings someone in, compared to drafting them. But it is still technically their move.
Yes.
Like they made the move, and it's sometimes I feel like in this situation the last 3 years, there's been a lot of just like different guys bringing different guys in.
Yes.
And it's like who really feels like this is their home right now? Or what if this could be their home for the future? And even with Scott Perry now being here, you've got all these different pieces, and we've talked about the shoot first guards and everything. It's almost like he's going to throw them out here this season and say, who's going to fight for the future spot on roster? Like, because there's so many of the similar things, but then there's spots in the roster that are completely, there's no depth. But it's an interesting situation coming in and learning about the Kings and knowing there are different parts from different people that are here.
No, 100%.
If you get what I'm saying.
No, 100%, and you're definitely right. Like, there is a big part of whose guy is this a Monty guy? Is this because even when and I think that's been the nice thing about Scott Perry and Doug Christie, they seem to at least be in lockstep. They seem to understand. We are pulling on the same string. We have a similar vision. Or at least if Scott Perry's going to bring a guy in, Doug has an understanding of what the understanding is. And it felt like for a while there, it was a Mike Brown, again, preaching defense. And then Monty McNair saying, we just need to get like tall guys out there. You guys will figure out the defense. We really just need to be great on offense and then figure it out on the defensive end. So to that point, there was a lot of push and pull, specifically with DeRozan. My understanding, and I think we talked about it a little bit on Monday, but a lot of people were surprised DeMar DeRozan's even still here. Like, everybody expected DeMar DeRozan to be traded at just this offseason. You know, it's just like, hey, everything went to crap. Like, you signed up here. Monty McNair brought you over here. Nothing that you signed up for is still here. So, naturally, you probably want to go. You're 36 years old, 17th season. It just made all the sense for him to want to leave, for him to stay. It's that push and pull is going to be interesting to see. You're a Monty guy. You were brought in with a different vision. How is this going to work now that we have this new vision that we're trying to bring in? We can talk about that all day. So much to go over when it comes to Kings. We have one more name of a King that is on the list. It is the biggest name. It is the man that you know, you love. It is one, Domantas Sabonis. We tell you where he is on this ESPN Top 100 list. Coming up next, Alan Stiles Show, Sacktown Sports.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity. Introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Well, as we close the book on the 25 campaign, there certainly will be optimism for the A's going into the offseason, and largely because of the offensive core. Guys like Butler, Kurtz, Rooker, Soderstrom, Langoliers, and Wilson. Now they're going to need some additions going into next year, but the foundation is certainly in place.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy, how do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
Now's the time to get into that Ram 1500. It's a drive and fall event at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where they offer the lowest prices in town. They have the biggest and best selection and unmatched customer service. And right now, 0% financing. 0% financing for 72 months on the new 2025 Ram 1500. There's a reason why people are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's because it's the place where a handshake still means something. Centrally located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course and online at sacksuperstore.com. Financing and approved credit Ram 1389 for $10,000 borrowed.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal, you should feel better about that, or they say, we can beat that price, and usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money, and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990, or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Welcome in. Welcome back. Sacktown Sports, 1140. Listen to Alan Stiles Show. No Alan Stiles for the remainder of the week. Chris Watkins, Kayla Anderson, Carl Ledbetter on the other side of the glass. Let's get into the rest of this top 100 list that ESPN put together. And let's specifically get into one big man, the Domantas Sabonis. Let's see here.
We have the meat.
Yeah, well, we used to. We really don't anymore.
Because
wasn't that with the Valanciunas situation?
Yeah, the the Beef Brothers.
Were they really called the Beef Brothers?
No, we were trying to...
You guys, I was like, oh my God.
We were trying to come up with nicknames. I think the best one that stuck was the Lithuanian Lumber.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. Yeah.
But it's just...
We have the meat.
It's just
I wanted to call them the Meat Brothers. That was vetoed.
Dude, that is hilarious.
That's it's a little touchy there. A little touch and go.
We have the meat.
That's kind of crazy.
Now I want Arby's.
I'm
Sorry.
Never partaken.
Off topic.
I've never partaken in an Arby's
By the way,
sandwich.
just random side note. Anytime I see him or hear him, because he does like voice acting.
You're talking about the voice actor specifically?
Yes, it's whatever. Vin Rames, the guy from Mission Impossible.
Sure.
Anytime I hear his voice now, I just laugh because it's just the guy from the Arby's commercials.
Yes.
No, for sure.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so the Kings no longer have the meats. They have since cashed that in for a Saric and a Eubank and Maxime Reynaud, who is we'll see how he looks come media day, but
not quite beefy.
Yeah, I was gonna say wouldn't necessarily be.
Isn't that Alan's guy?
Yeah.
Alan's got a lot of guys.
Okay, I heard you guys talk a lot about him interviewing him. So.
He's very excited to interview Maxime right now.
Okay,
Can I ask why? Sorry, I have to ask why.
Please.
I'm sorry, we're going on
I'm
topic,
curious
but
why.
I keep on hearing
I'm
that he
very
wants-
curious
God.
why.
Yeah, Kayla is definitely listening to the show. Anyways, the crux is when they got to day 2 of the draft, he was like, "Well, this is my guy.
Okay.
This guy should have gone in the first round, and here he is." And then they took, which in fairness, he had like 4 of those.
Yeah, that's
guys.
what I was gonna say. I'm like,
But Maxime was the guy.
All right.
Apparently.
So we'll see how
Just
this
because he
goes.
wanted them to draft him in the second round.
Sure, Okay,
Because
sure.
some
okay.
scout said he was going to be a first round prospect.
I'll admit I've had these moments, okay?
Crossed his timeline. That's what it was.
Yeah, but Kayla, this is the hilarious thing though about Allen is that whenever
Amongst
he has
many hilarious things,
whenever he has a guy,
okay,
Tejan Salon,
it's not just a bust. It's like the biggest bust you can imagine.
So this is the thing. It doesn't
Yes.
end up actually doing anything.
Yeah, it's really only 2.
It's actually a curse. It's actually a curse.
One of them, the hilarious one, is Tejan Salon. He would that was his guy, and the Hornets took him before the Kings could get him. But he was like,
he threw like a full blown fit in public.
Huge Shadur Sanders guy.
Let's not forget Spencer Rattler too.
Spencer Rattler,
he's a big Spencer Rattler.
big Spencer Rattler guy. Yeah, he was like Spencer Rattler
All right.
is gonna win.
All
in the
I
NFL.
need to know. Y'all just explained it
He's
to
just
me.
like all-time bad calls.
Yeah, like it's not just that they're not good; it's that they're like all-time worst picks.
They're like absolutely unplayable.
Alan, in all respect, and I hope I get to meet Alan, should not be a GM.
No.
But the other running joke is that he watches 4 minutes of YouTube highlights and he's all in on a guy.
It's definitely a joke, that's for sure.
We all got our nuances.
Yeah, it's definitely something. Yeah, Max. I remember Adem Bona was another one of his guys, UCLA center. I feel like I heard from him the other day, but I don't know what he's doing.
He was really into that.
Philly.
What's the guy who's at North Dakota State? He went to Alabama. I can't remember his name now, but he's on like Brooklyn's G League team. He was like, "How is this guy not getting drafted?" And then he went undrafted.
So he didn't predict Sabonis becoming somewhat of a decent player. Is that what we're?
No, as a matter of fact, if I had to guess, Sabonis is completely the opposite of the kind of guy that Allen would like. Not a lot of flash, not a lot of flair. He'd probably say that Sabonis tries too hard or like works too hard or something. I don't know. But nonetheless, Alan Stiles Show again. Alan will be back on Monday to defend himself and to interview all of the Sacramento Kings come media day. One of the players that he will be interviewing is Domantas Sabonis, who falls at number 34. I laugh because as we talk about Allen, number 35 on this list is De'Aaron Fox, who Allen, it's just, I don't even know what to call their ongoing saga between Allen and De'Aaron Fox. But Allen, Allen went to the deep end with the Kings fans who wanted De'Aaron Fox out of town. And so Domantas Sabonis falls in front of De'Aaron Fox at number 34. It'd be very interesting to hear what Kings fans think about that. Again, this is a projection for the end of the season, so maybe this is hey, De'Aaron Fox now has to deal with Victor Wembanyama. Domantas Sabonis obviously has clear runway to be the Kings' number 1 guy. Very interesting sandwich here that Sabonis finds himself in. I'll even like kind of list just the square of guys around him.
Yeah.
36, Ivica Zubac, a name that is definitely risen up the ranks. I'd be curious to know where he was last year. He might have not even been ranked in last year's list, and for him to jump all the way up to 36 is absolutely incredible for him. He was unranked last year, I'm being told. So unranked for Ivica Zubac last year, that's got to be the highest leap, all the way up to 36. He had an incredible season last year. I'd be curious, we can do the exercise after, how many centers are in front of one Domantas Sabonis, as that's always the ongoing raging conversation. I see Alperen Sengun.
Chet Holmgren above him? And I don't even know that being a Zag person
guess
from
so.
Spokane.
I would guess that they have Holmgren above him, especially after winning the title last year.
I think that's what it comes more from compared to just stats, though.
Chet is 24.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't see Chet listed, but yes, yes, Chet, number 24. So there you go there.
So doing the quick glance of big men in air quotes, I think Sabonis is going to come in like 9th.
Oh,
in terms of big men, forwards, and just like Karl Anthony Towns is being considered a big man in this instead of just a center, right?
Behind him, Jaren Jackson 31, Karl Towns 27, Alperen Şengün 25, Chet Holmgren 24, Pascal Siakam 22, Bam Adebayo 21. Wow, an audible laugh from Chris Watkins there.
That's crazy.
Well, Tyler Hero out. It's going to be the Bam show.
Yeah, right.
Bam and Norman
They're going to
Powell.
try to. I've seen that show before.
Anyways, 14, Anthony Davis. 13, Evan Mobley.
It's not including top 10, Jokic, Wemby, potentially.
Giannis.
Is Joel Embiid on this list?
No, definitely not.
He's not on the list?
No.
He's not on the list?
He's not going to make the list. He might not even play this year.
Was he included in that list of people that they excluded? I don't think he was, right?
injuries?
He was not, I believe.
Wow, so he just flat out didn't make the list.
Yeah, so the bigs in the top 10 will be Jokic, Giannis, and Wemby.
Okay.
Wow.
So
you threw Siakam in there as well for the big men list?
Yeah. Okay. So if my math is correct, he comes in 10th, 9th if you don't count Siakam.
Wow. And that is a fall for sure. I mean, we were pretty routinely having conversations, Domantas Sabonis being the third best center, I guess you could say, in the NBA, firmly behind Jokic and Embiid. Bam Adebayo would be on his tails. Victor Wembanyama, too young to have that conversation at the time. Karl Anthony Towns, I guess, is the one that really kind of firmly gets lifted up after the season he had last year. Was absolutely incredible from a numbers perspective. Obviously, the Knicks have some team success as well. Chet Holmgren, do you want to call him a center? That falls into Kyle's beautiful tall man, big man conversation. Chet Holmgren, definitely not your traditional center. He plays the forward next to Isaiah Hartenstein, so I don't know if you would really consider
what's his
him
long-term durability, too?
That's my
question with Chet.
If he's going to look like how he
I'm
looks,
telling you.
like Giannis.
Here's
filled
some Crumbl
out.
cookies. We've got 2 boxes for you, Chet.
Give that
Here
to
you
Chet
go.
Holmgren. The videos of Chet Holmgren working out over summer are always hilarious. It's like the equivalent of like JaVale McGee or Dwight Howard shooting corner threes. It's like, we're never going to see this. Like, what are we doing here? These guys taking corner threes. Like, what are we doing with Chet Holmgren benching 45 pounds? Like, I don't know what we're doing here. But yes, let's wrap up the Domantas Sabonis portion of this. Again, sandwiched in between Zubac at 36, De'Aaron 35, Sabonis 34. Interesting, John Morant, number 33, Franz Wagner, 32, Jaren Jackson Jr., number 31. The Sabonis write-up from Anthony Slater goes, Sabonis's raw per-game production through the past half-decade puts him among the game's elite names. He has finished third, second, first, and first in the NBA in rebounds the past 4 seasons. Among centers in 24-25, his 423 assists were behind only Jokic. Sabonis has averaged at least 18.5 points in the past 6 seasons. That's incredible for a guy who would not consider himself a scorer at all, doesn't really shoot threes with the exception of last season. 18.5 points per game over the past 6 seasons is incredible average, and I believe that's a total average. That's not a every single season thing. He's had a small uptick in three-point volume last season. He made 41% of his 2.2 attempts per game, but he doesn't protect the rim in a fearsome way and has generally needed the ball to be effective while on a Kings team with other ball-dominant players. That strange mix has kept the team out of the playoffs for 2 straight seasons. I think that's a very fair write-up from Anthony Slater, who has definitely been boots on the ground. That guy actually knows what he's talking about when it comes to the Kings. He has seen many, many, many Kings games. He's seen Sabonis play in playoff series in all of the biggest games, and so I definitely take Anthony Slater's word for all of that in terms of the placement of Domantas Sabonis and really where he is viewed across the entirety of the NBA. Of course, here, us in Sacramento appreciate watching him bust his behind every single night. That's definitely been the thing that shines the most about Domantas Sabonis' game. Obviously, his insane double-double streaks that he routinely goes on. Again, just showing that every single night the guy shows up. But the problem becomes, as is the man listed, it's kind of his boogeyman. I'm sure he's sick and tired of hearing about Nikola Jokic because it almost prevents you from taking your praise of Domantas Sabonis to a certain level. If there is no Nikola Jokic in the NBA, we probably talk about Sabonis' game in a completely different light because it is so much different than the way anybody else plays. But because Jokic is in the league and does it at a level that is just head and shoulders, frankly. And again, that's more of a compliment to Jokic than anything to Domantas Sabonis. But the way Nikola Jokic plays is just on a different level. Like, it's okay to say, I have no problem with it. I don't think Domantas Sabonis has any problem acknowledging the fact either that Nikola Jokic is just different. And I think that's been a really tough thing for Sabonis' career, of course, along with the lack of playoff success. That, to me, is the one thing that completely flips the narrative on Domantas Sabonis. If the Kings can have some form or fashion of a playoff run or show out in the playoffs and Domantas Sabonis can be big in that series, that's where we can start to change the narrative, because absolutely people still have it stuck in their minds that Kevon Looney absolutely dominated Domantas Sabonis in that playoff series. So there you go. There you have it. And I see AA Ron on the chat saying Ja Morant over De'Aaron Fox. That's crazy. That is definitely an interesting
You got to be on the court this season, that's for sure.
It's a good point.
Got to be on the court.
A really good point. Yeah, we have to see a lot from Ja Morant in order for me to believe that he is going to be firmly higher than De'Aaron Fox. Of course, we all know here in Sacramento that used to be quite the conversation, De'Aaron versus Ja. Coming up next, we wrapped a bow on this ESPN Top 100 list. We're going to tell you how the Kings are slated right now to be the Rockets' savior. What are they talking about? Bleacher Report has an article. We get into it coming up next right here. Alan Stiles Show, Sacktown Sports.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes and made good on that past, but it keeps following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase past records and restore your rights? Maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? Well, the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Office are here to help. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. We don't settle for less, and neither should you.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Cal Athletics. Schedule a free inspection
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
This Sacktown Sports 49ers report is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. Eddie Pinheiro hit a walk-off 35-yard field goal to lift the Niners to a thrilling 16-15 win over Arizona. Mac Jones made his second start for the injured Brock Purdy and led the team down the field in the final 2 minutes to set up that field goal. Ricky Pearsall had his best game as a Niner, catching 8 passes for 117 yards. Niners are back in action at home this Sunday versus Jacksonville. You can catch all the action beginning at noon right here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins. Listen to the 49er Rewind daily. Brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the official pizza of the 49ers. Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza, the way it ought to be.
Live and local. It's Alan Stiles
on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back into the Alan Stiles Show. Chris Watkins, Kayla Anderson, Kyle Ledbetter on the other side of the glass. We're going to have to hit a little pivot. I said, tease that we would get into the Kings saving the Rockets. If you want to hear that, you're just going to have to wait a little bit longer, maybe about 45 minutes or so, before we get into how the Sacramento Kings are suggested to save the Rockets. And it involves a player that we spent some time talking about yesterday. Could this player potentially be one that the Kings should look to move on from, even though Kings fans might not be happy about it? It's all the tease I'm going to give you, but it should be a good enough one to keep you coming back. So definitely don't want to miss that, as the Rockets obviously have found themselves in quite the predicament without Fred VanVleet. Will it be Reed Shepherd? It cannot be one Russell Westbrook. It cannot be one Ben Simmons unless they clear some cap space. So we will get into how the Kings can play a factor into that one coming up next. But we thought it would be a good idea, again, as we talked with third base coach for the Athletics yesterday, Eric Martins, about the conclusion of the MLB season. And we touched on it a brief bit in our headline segment yesterday, going into the final week of the MLB season, all the craziness that is going on. The Giants technically not eliminated as of yet from the wild card.
I gave you bad information.
You gave me bad
information.
I thought so. I was like, I saw some people yesterday. They still don't have the E on ESPN.
Really? The little E, might I add.
No little E yet.
It's very confusing.
4.5 games, but yeah, go ahead.
So, again, I don't know exactly how it works, but if they win all of their games,
it would be one of those.
And the Mets lose all of their games, the Mets would still have the tiebreaker. So the only way is if like Arizona or Cincinnati makes it and they tie.
Gotcha. So it's
but again,
all intensive purposes.
Yeah. It's dead.
They're done.
It's dead. It's dead.
Gotcha. All but the E, if you will, is
the only reason they aren't is that if, like, for some weird reason, there's a 3-way tie between them, Arizona, and Cincinnati, it would go to some crazy, like, divisional tiebreaker.
This is the one part about and I am a baseball fan, first and foremost, but this is the one part where I'm like, okay. Like, this is like
the math of the
when it gets
end of
down
season.
to the nitty gritty, like the end of the season, I'm like, just give me the teams that are in and the teams that are out. All right.
Yeah, it feels like in some way, some sports should be able to figure out better how to get this last week or like the last set of games, whatever it would be, last week of the NFL season. Like, it shouldn't be scheduled maybe until a couple weeks before, because you can just set up, like, I know the Giants are playing the Rockies. Like, it's just, sometimes it's just not fair. It's like if the Padres were to end the season against the Dodgers and the Giants have to end their season against the Rockies, it's like, fair,
It is
whatever, what is
interesting.
fair in sports, but it's something about that feels like it could be better utilized for, even if it's just for entertainment purposes, feels like it could be better.
The other weird thing with the tiebreakers is that baseball used to have it right by just, we're going to play one extra game at the end of the season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now so many teams make the playoffs
Right.
that the schedule is condensed.
We have 3 wild cards nowadays?
Yes.
It's wild.
Six total.
Yes,
three
but
in
the
each
wild
side,
cards are also 3-game series now. So they just don't
Gotcha.
have time to play these game 163s.
Right.
So they come up with weird tiebreakers that don't make sense.
And like, look at all the teams that are itching and scratching to fight their way in. Can we really be honest that we think the Mets are going to go on that deep of a run, that the Diamondbacks are going to go on that deep of a run? Look, the Guardians might be the story that does, just because they have literally flipped the script in their division with Detroit and the Guardians slipping spots. But other than that, it is kind of weird to think about.
I'm seeing the Miami Marlins still technically not eliminated
Yeah.
yet either. That you could throw that in as another team.
Right?
So this is a great story.
Oh,
so
no. They have, by the way, a minus 81 run differential.
Oh yeah,
the
look,
Marlins do.
terrible team. We looked this up earlier, this is insane. Their highest paid batter is making $800,000 this year.
You've got to be kidding me.
That is a
that
real
legal?
They are all minimum contract rookies in their batting lineup on arbitration. Wow. It's insane. So anyways, they gutted the team. They still have Sandy Alcantara, who's paid a lot of money but is not as good as he used to be. Not a good playoff team, but they've won 12 of their last 13 games at the end of the season and are somehow statistically still in the playoff race.
And they're ahead of the Giants, technically. I mean, technically, yeah, they're 4 games back. Giants 4.5
Despite,
games back.
again, their highest paid hitter makes $800,000.
That actually is a really incredible story. I mean, they're not going to probably do it, obviously.
Right.
But if it did, I mean, talk about people that actually would go to that stadium for once, because I heard
oh my
that nobody
God.
goes to that.
Even then, I don't know if anyone would go. But
they are the only team this year with lower attendance than the A's.
Oh, that's not good.
Technically, they're going to be higher, but because their Yankees series, they could sell 100,000 tickets. If you remove that series, their average attendance is below the A's.
What
That's
a
insane.
disappointment for building that beautiful stadium.
Right. I mean, that stadium is, oh my God, it's so nice. And then, they probably have people in the stands that make more money than the people in the dugout, which is absolutely insane. Well, that's a great tidbit. Thank you, Kyle. Just to kind of give an update, the A's last night beat the Astros. Again, we talked with third base coach Eric Martins yesterday. The Astros technically out of the postseason with that loss as well. That was a big win for the A's. Detroit now holds that wild card spot by a game. It is pretty much, I know the Red Sox are a game ahead of them, so there's about 2 games separating the final 2 spots of the wild card, so it's not technically done for the Astros, but that's a really big loss for them last night. They play the A's again today, and then we'll play the A's and wrap up the series here in Sacramento tomorrow. So if you're looking for pseudo playoff wild card vibes,
or if you hate the Astros,
or if you just hate the Astros, which come on, we can all come together and bang some trash cans. What are we talking about? There's got to be trash cans in that outfield, that in the berm that people can be smacking outside of Sutter Health Park. So definitely do your part if you can. Make it out there. And if you are disappointed that the A's themselves didn't make the playoffs, this is about as close as you can get, is a playoff team that is fighting for their playoff lives right now in the Astros, trying to take down the A's, who won yesterday 5-1. So handled business in that one. You got Severino on the bump tonight as well. So there you go for a little bit of name value.
Maybe
going
his
against
last
Hunter
game
Brown. Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle, maybe. Come on. What are we talking about? This will be Severino's last game in Sutter Health Park, going against Hunter Brown, who had a very good start to his season. I don't know how it's recently. I've kind of fallen off here recently, but should be a good pitcher's duel tonight at Sutter Health Park. First pitch at 7:05 in that one. So, really good stuff there. And, just exciting stuff as baseball is rounding out its season. Again, last game for the A's is on Sunday. Last game of the season will be on Sunday. A's are at home. Giants are at home as well. So if you want to get some last-minute baseball action, now is your time. I believe I saw hockey is starting up as well. So that's always one where with the NBA season, it goes like they end, I believe, the same week. And so every time I'm always like, I got to get out to a Sharks game.
You got to get to a
Season's
game.
Always over.
Yeah, I always tell people, go watch some hockey if you can. And I know you guys got San Jose somewhat close by.
It's close enough. It's definitely close enough. And
Definitely.
everybody said, I mean, I've
It's
been
so
to
fun.
one game. Everybody says that the actual in-game experience of hockey, top tier. Like
Gotta
it
go
is,
in-game.
like you're not going to have a better sporting experience than going to a live hockey game. So
For sure.
I have to. I have to make a point to go out this year. Maybe we can have a KHTK day, Matt. I called you Matt. I don't know. Why did I call you Matt?
That was
There's never even
great.
been Matt George, but there's not been a Matt
Because
on
we
the other
talked
side of
about
that
this earlier in break of when we get a name in our head, we can't get it out, and then we say the wrong names.
Well, I'm not going to let you forget that.
No, so Matthew Ledbetter on the other side of
I'm
the
just
glass.
Matt George now. Just call me Matt
just
George.
Matt George, my good old buddy Matt George. On the other side of the glass, it is now noon, or it will be here when you hear from us again. You're listening to the Alan Stiles Show, Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm, I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
I'm with Vince Bloom, the big guy at Folsom Lake Dodge.
The weather's getting colder, but the deals are just heating up.
And during the Drive into Fall event at Folsom Lake Dodge, save over $10,000 net savings off MSRP on a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. That's over 19% off.
Now, that's a hot deal.
At Folsom Lake Dodge.
In the Folsom Auto Mall and online at folsomlakedodge.com.
Grand Cherokee includes $45.25 dealer discount plus $5,500 in national retail loyalty and select inventory bonus cash. Bins S86, 67, 701, 62, 93, 87, 66, 94, 58. See dealer for details. Expires 9/30/25.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters.
Attention former and present inmates of women's prisons in California. If you are currently or were an inmate of Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla, also known as Chowchilla Women's Facility, Valley State Prison for Women in Chowchilla, Institute for Women in Chino, or Folsom Women's Facility in Represa, and were a victim of sexual abuse, now is the time to come forward, as you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. If you were an inmate at any of these prisons at any time and were subjected to sexual abuse from staff members, you may be entitled to substantial cash compensation. Call our California Women's Prison Helpline now at 800-408-1240. The deadline to file a claim may be close. Call now to get the justice, closure, and the financial settlement you deserve. Even if it was long ago, call our law firm's Women's Prison Sexual Abuse Helpline right now at 800-408-1240. 800-408-1240. 800-408-1240.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Alan Stiles on Sacktown Sports.
Yes, welcome to the second half of the program. Alan Stiles Show. Chris Watkins, Kayla Anderson. Come on. Matt George.
But don't do that to me now.
I know, wait, actually,
yeah,
we can't do that.
I'm new here, and I am
Kayla's
still
just
learning
getting
names.
comfortable.
Right, I already know your guys' names very well, but now that's going to I'm
Yeah.
going to be like saying some weird name to you guys. So you'll be like, that's not me.
It's okay. I mean, we can be a bit. We'll just say
Right?
it's a bit. It's
We'll
fine.
make up
We'll
names.
just throw out random names that we came across.
Exactly.
Kyle Ledbetter on the other side of the glass. Thank you, Kyle.
No, it's me, Matt George.
DJ Matt, as Logical Raptors fanatic, calls you in the chat. DJ LEDMATT. Come on.
I feel like you just got to go MAT at that point.
Yeah,
Right.
probably. Yeah.
Make it weird.
Yeah, T squared. Yeah, it doesn't really work out. It doesn't roll off the tongue quite as nice.
Hey guys, it's me, Matt George.
Is that your Matt
He
George impression?
He even has the voice.
You know, I will say Matt George is a listener. To the program, I would say. Matt, I was literally talking with Matt yesterday, actually, and he was telling me that he was tuning in. He had great things to say about Kayla. Was a big fan as well.
Oh, thanks,
so,
Matt.
Yeah, appreciate Matt. I don't know.
You're
if
welcome.
He's listening.
You know he's going to play this bit the rest of the show.
This is it. This is gonna be.
No, Chris just messed up real bad.
Yeah,
That's
it's fine.
great.
It's fine. I did it so casually too, but it's fine. So here we are on the other side of the noon clock. And let's get into some Sacramento Kings talk as we have every day this week at this time. We preview a different position. We've gone over the guards, point guard on Monday, shooting guard on Tuesday. And that means on Wednesday, we're going over the small forwards, which, yeah, yesterday we needed like 4 segments to do
We
it.
did.
Today, I'm hoping that we can fill this, by the way, commercial-free 24-minute segment here, which could be brought to you by you, but it's not yet. So be sure to try.
Mm-hmm.
Matt George says you can sponsor.
That's right. That's
This
right.
segment.
Yes,
Maddie
sir.
and Maddie knows. Maddie knows. So, yes, 24 minutes uninterrupted to talk about the Sacramento Kings small forward position, which is a light one to say the least. Looking at the list here, I've got DeMar DeRozan, Nick Clifford, Keegan Murray, I almost said Keegan Ellis, and Keon Ellis potentially in that spot. We can talk maybe a little bit about Jonathan Kuminga if he falls into that, how different that looks. And then I think, Kyle, you wrote this, Devin Carter, question mark, because as we've talked about,
Funny.
if Devin Carter's going to get minutes, it's got to be somewhere. Okay, he's got to play somewhere if he's going to play somewhere.
Not going to be shooting guard.
And it's not. We just went through it yesterday. Shooting guard, no minutes. There's barely minutes for Keon. Is it going to be backup point guard? That's the only place where it's at least been somewhat of a clear runway. But even then, we've talked about Malik Monk and his backup playmaking and all that, and what that brings. Nick Clifford, we didn't really talk about in that conversation. We'll talk about him a lot more today. Does he fit into potentially that backup point guard minutes, or can he fit into that role even? We don't know. Is Devin Carter going to fit into this small forward role? I don't know. I do think, funny enough, I guess maybe to the point we can talk about it, there is maybe a little bit of like Bruce Brown to Devin Carter's game that I could see him playing up positions. But we can talk about, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. How about that? Let's start with one DeMar DeRozan. And I'm actually now seeing Kyle's note in here. Small forwards, they have none, but they're going to play a bunch of shooting guards.
I loved that note. I was like, okay, Kyle, this made me laugh when I was going over the rundown last night.
Yeah,
I chuckled.
They literally have no true like small forwards in the modern NBA. I guess we should specify. We're talking about like when we say 3 guard, we're talking about who you're going to defend on defense, basically. Because on offense, it's just wings at this point, and they're going to play multiple wings. But in terms of like a true small forward in the NBA, I think of like 6'6", Jaden McDaniels, Herb Jones type of guys. Those are they're guarding 3s, can guard 2s or 4s if needed, and you're not going to get played off the court. The Kings literally do not have one of those guys on the team. Maybe
I would say
Keegan.
I would say Keegan is, or I want Keegan to be, but because of the way the roster's formatted, he just can't be. Right?
I keep we keep saying this.
It is.
It's so wild. Like every guy it's almost like because of how the roster's formulated, we really can't exactly pinpoint what his production's going to be or how he's going to fit.
It's incredibly frustrating, and I mean, I don't know how you. I don't want to say I don't know how you go into the season with it because, again, I think I said it 10 times yesterday, but you can't be expected to overhaul a roster in one offseason if you're Scott Perry. But at the same time, this is a little bit of a rhetorical question, did Monty McNair really leave you in that bad of a spot to where this is the best you could have done, and like this, where it's going to be patchwork at points, but we just couldn't get this roster to make more sense, even just puzzle piece wise, because we're just talking simplicity of the puzzle piece is not fitting. We're not even really getting into the parts of their game or anything like that lend itself to being in a good role. It is just straight up, this piece is not even to this. Like it's just incredibly confusing. So we'll start with DeMar DeRozan, who to Kyle's note here, to the point of not really a small forward, but he will be playing small forward for this team. DeRozan traditionally throughout his entire career, we just talked about him, 17-year career, for the most part has been a two-guard. Like he, especially when he was in Toronto, there was no doubt he was a two-guard. Just a straight scorer. He was a bigger body for sure. He is 6'7", which, as Kyle kind of listed as his ideal height for a small forward. But that was definitely, as DeMar kind of came up in the NBA, it was a different NBA. It made more sense for somebody of his stature to play two. He just never really, with the forward position, it's just a little bit more physicality. If someone were to ask, like, what really is the big difference for DeMar playing the two or Zach LaVine playing the two and not being able to play the three, some of it is height for sure. Obviously, Kyle lists Jaden McDaniels in that list of small forwards. Jaden McDaniels is maybe more of the 6'8", 6'9" variety of small forward versus the Herb Jones, who is definitely more 6'6", 6'7". But that's kind of where small forwards are at. You have to be able to fit into both of those categories. And that's where, to bring up Keegan Murray, that's where I think Keegan really does fit well, is I can see Keegan guarding a Herb Jones and being a matchup problem for him because he's a little bit bigger than Herb Jones. I could also see him guarding Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels has the height advantage there, but I think Keegan is maybe a little faster, maybe a little stronger. That's kind of where ideally your three is just more versatile than what DeMar DeRozan is, who by no fault of his own, 37 years old, a little bit slower, is going to really struggle to guard guys like Herb Jones because he just isn't going to be able to stay in front of him. Like these guys, and I guess maybe to the Herb Jones point, Kyle, like Herb maybe if Herb Jones got into the NBA when DeMar DeRozan is, Herb Jones is probably a 2. I just don't think in today's NBA where threes are pretty much old twos or old big twos, I guess you could say. And sorry if I'm saying way too many just numbers and it's getting confusing, but
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, exactly. It just feels to me like DeMar DeRozan is just a step too slow to play small forward at this point.
And we mentioned this when it was just you and me earlier this week, but I'm going to bring it up for Kayla, is that Basketball Index had a stat that was defenders that were hidden the most on defense last year. And DeRozan was number 2 in the league in terms of like, they just put him on whoever the guy was who sits in the corner and shoots threes. Yeah. Like sometimes would rotate to help on drives, but they were hiding him on defense a lot last year. And the guys on the list are the ones you expect. It's like Kyle Lowry, LeBron James.
Yeah. It's older guys or smaller guys. It's like Trae Young type.
Older guys and randomly Bryce Sensabaugh. Who played like 11 minutes a game for the Jazz, which I didn't watch a lot of Jazz. Either he was killing it on offense or you got to learn to play some defense, bud.
No, absolutely. And I think like with DeMar, it is a push and pull of he has to be giving you a certain level to that Bryce Sensabaugh point. Like he has to be giving you something offensively in order to justify playing him that much on defense.
And that's why you said Keegan Murray is more so, especially at least moving forward this year with Keegan, because he can be that defensive player. He has more of an upside. He's younger on that side of it too, where it's like, okay, that makes more sense.
100%. It definitely makes more sense in my opinion, it makes a lot more sense. And DeMar, he's been great offensively for sure. There's points where you need him. Like there's points where the offense just stops and it's like, can someone just create a shot, make a tough shot? That's all DeMar DeRozan. He will be there for you every single day of the week. DeMar DeRozan playing 36 minutes a game is a problem, frankly. Like you can't live when Kyle lists that stat of you're being hidden second most in the NBA and you're playing 36 minutes. I think there's some cause and effect there. I mean, he's, again, an older guy. He's playing that heavy workload of minutes. Give him a break. Like LeBron James, another guy on that list. Like it has nothing to do with where their skill level is at. It is more of just a fatigue management. These guys, their knees are busted. Like they just can't carry the same weight that they used to.
Not to mention also on this new version of the Kings, a lot of the times he's not even going to be the worst defender on the floor because statistically last year, Zach LaVine was a worse defender. He was
worse, huh?
Yeah, than DeMar DeRozan, which maybe is part because they were hiding DeRozan so much.
Right.
But statistically, Zach LaVine is a worse defender. And so how can you justify two of your best scorers being on the floor at the same time while playing poor defense?
Can I ask one more question?
Please.
On the note of LaVine and DeRozan?
Yes. Who are going to be playing a lot of minutes.
A lot of minutes. Okay, so that brings me to even last year, the amount of minutes they're playing. Does that hurt Keegan Murray's growth?
100%. 100%.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, I think that they're, like, especially offensive. Like, defensively.
That's what offensively, specifically. Sorry.
Defensively, it's a problem because I think it all feeds into each other. Defensively, we've seen Keegan... even when De'Aaron Fox was there last year, they asked Keegan Murray to guard Steph Curry. It's like guard the best perimeter player, and that affects his offense because naturally, real quick, he runs around, he gets tired, his knees doesn't have the same lift, doesn't have the same push on his shot, and so it's something I've been screaming from the rooftops is Keegan Murray playing defense is hurting Keegan Murray offense, which is, and I would say with Kevin Huerter all the time, Kevin Huerter playing defense is great. Kevin Huerter getting 3 assists a game is great. Kevin Huerter's on the floor to hit threes. And if Kevin Huerter's not hitting threes, he can be doing all the supplemental stuff he wants. He's not out there doing what I need him to be doing.
Right.
And so Keegan Murray, it's the same logic of it's great that Keegan can guard point guards, that he has the ability to do that in a pinch, in a pickle, in a gotta-have-it situation, you can ask him to do it. But if you're going to ask him to do it all game and it's at the detriment of him going from a 38 to 40% three-point shooter to now he doesn't have the same push.
Because that diminished, right? The number of his three-point shot.
I don't even have it in front of me, but Keegan spiritually feels like it's been 37% and lower.
So it was a tough split. So when it was Mike as the coach, he was shooting like 31% from three. But when Doug took over as the coach and they started playing a little bit more of Keegan in the wing shooting, he was 39% from three. So again,
there's a bounce back.
Yeah,
he bounced back.
Yeah,
okay.
The number won't look as good last year, but the splits between early season when he was learning to play with Fox, DeRozan on the floor at the same time. Sometimes Monk would be on the floor.
Yeah,
he was just kind of like catch and shoot. But then once it became LaVine, he got better from three, and Fox was out for a little bit too.
So his pre and post All-Star numbers, 52 games pre-All-Star, he shot 32% from three. Post All-Star, 24 games, he shot 38% from three. So very big difference there from Keegan. Let's see, on relatively the same amount of volume as well. So
and short note about the defense too. Like he would go from one night guarding Steph to like guarding Zion.
No, legitimately in the play-in game, there's many pictures of him guarding Anthony Davis.
Yes.
And so it's like you're asking him literally to guard the spectrum of from Steph Curry to Anthony Davis and all that in between. And frankly, I mean, there's pictures of him guarding Wemby. There's pictures of him. I only say pictures because I have to go through Getty images all the time. There's like him guarding Karl Anthony Towns.
The one
like all of them.
The one I always remember is they were at Milwaukee. And
De'Aaron
they had
Fox, even there's pictures. Sorry, I'm just going
anybody
through
and everybody.
The Getty Rolodex is going through my mind.
They were at Milwaukee and they had Sabonis guard Giannis, and they were down like 24 points, and then they said, screw it, Keegan, you guard him. And it's like, Keegan's not supposed to guard Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, no, it's been very unfair. And I guess to ultimately answer your question, Kayla, I think it's definitely been to the detriment of Keegan Murray. Those two specifically being on the floor at the same time, it just makes Keegan's responsibilities such that, he's not being his best self. He's not really going out there playing free, playing loose. He's really having to hunker down, make sure that he's on his P's and Q's on the defensive end. And then on the offensive end, it's those guys are going to have the ball majority of the time. It's a hot potato situation. If you get it, you better be ready to shoot it or at least know what you're going to do with it. And I think that's, again, might sound easy, might sound simple, but I think when you're in the heat of battle, everything's going on in a split-second decision, it's just not fair. I don't think it's been fair. And
it's not the best
fair
position
isn't
to
the
put
right
him
word,
in.
but yeah, it just isn't the best. And frankly, it should be your priority. Like
Yes,
Keegan Murray, as it currently stands, is as long as Jonathan Kuminga is not here, is your best young asset that actually has maybe some boom potential. And we won't throw Nick Clifford into that yet. He hasn't played an NBA game, but I think that's somebody that you should just want to see some real development out of. And to me, in my opinion, it feels like the Kings, by trying to remain afloat, by trying to be competitive or whatever you want to call it, they're really just hurting their long-term development. So it's a fascinating conversation. It's a great question. But ultimately, I think it's the situation that the Kings are in, and it is really, to me, symptomatic of what the overall problem with the roster construction is that, to just bring it back to the beginning, you can't even get your guys in the right spots. Forget, again, trying to maximize what tools they have, what traits they have. You can't even get them in the positionally in the spots that they're most comfortable with. So it's an uphill battle from there. But we can go in. We spend a ton of time there on Keegan Murray, a little bit there on DeMar DeRozan. We talked about DeMar in the top 100 list. Let's talk a little bit about Nick Clifford, who, again, I think the fact that we haven't been able to talk about Nick Clifford really is the story for Nick Clifford. Like, I think it's going to be interesting to see the priority of how to get Nick Clifford minutes, because there is no clear runway. Mm-hmm. We went through the twos yesterday. There's Levine. There's Monk. There's Keon Ellis. Is DeMar DeRozan going to steal minutes at the two? Those are four guys, and those are all guys that have to play. All of those guys, even if we're not taking DeRozan out of that, Monk, Levine, Ellis, those guys all have to play. And that leaves Nick Clifford on the outside looking in, again, unless it's going to be at the backup point guard, which isn't his, again, we go back to that's not his natural position. Just because it's something you can do doesn't mean it's something you should do. And it's just, and then you're talking about maybe setting his development a little bit behind because you're having him play.
And he's an older rookie.
100%.
That's the other thing. And that's why, and you made a great point right there. It's like, okay, so you're going to bring another rookie in, and I know he's an older rookie, but if you watch him in NBA Summer League, first and foremost, he was one of the stars.
Yes.
I was in Vegas actually at the time for my brother's tournament. He plays on an AAU team here.
Wow.
And we were down there. Yeah. And so
it was a really big basketball weekend.
It was
like basketball
it was so fun in
there.
Vegas because it's all hoops and it like the younger crowd, mixed with the NBA crowd. It was really, really neat for some of these young kids too to see their, their idols that were playing there for NBA Summer League. But you kept hearing Nick Clifford's name come up, and then obviously with Sacramento, my family, my brother and his wife being from here, it was exciting to be like, oh, this is a guy who's coming here. And then I really sat down, I looked at some of the film last night. I was like, this is a guy who looks like he's ready to go. He's an older player, but like the footwork in Summer League, I mean, he can drive inside, he can shoot from the outside. Like everything was really like for that point of his career, pretty impressive. But if he comes in here and you're going to put him in a box, is he really going to be able to flourish? And you want him to more so flourish right away than keep him down for 2 years. And then already he's this age and you're like, he's going to lose a part of his peak.
Yeah.
But it is a great point made by you. Where the heck is he going to go? And a lot of people are excited about him. Now, can he do that actually in the NBA? We got to wait and see. But how are they going to utilize him in his first year? How much? Because you've got these other guys you have to give minutes to.
Yeah, absolutely. And he looked really, I think comfort is the word that I think when I think of his Summer League performance, he just looked like he belonged. He looked like he knew he belonged. He didn't look like anything was, a lot of times Summer League is, oh, this is my time to show out. You mentioned the crowds there, like it is basketball universe there. It is this is my time to show out. This is my AAU. This is my time to just put on a highlight reel and have everybody, the NBA world, have all eyes on me. There was none of that from Nick. Like, it was all just the game came to him, looked super comfortable. You mentioned, inside, outside, left, right. Like, it really didn't matter what they asked him to do. He ball handled, like, as much as I say, like, I don't like him at the point guard position. Like, he showed some ball handling skills as well. And so, there's a lot there for sure to be excited about. And to your point of fitting him in a box, like, I think that's also doing him a disservice because there is a little bit of, especially with rookies, their first couple games, let them let them fly. Like, yeah, exactly. You have to let them succeed. You have to let them fail. And again, you have to let them figure out what they can comfortably get to in the NBA level. Like, it's one thing in training camp to go against your guys and be able to figure out, okay, I can get to this, I can get to that. But again, real NBA speed, real NBA situations, there's just no substitute for figuring out live action. And I don't think Nick Clifford's going to get a lot of G League. Like, I don't think that that's the path that they want to go for him. I think they want to give him real NBA minutes, but again, the problem just becomes where is it going to come? Is it going to be at the backup 3? I think I want to see what he's officially listed at. I want to say he's listed as 6'6".
Yeah. Is that about? That sounds about right.
He's listed at 6'5", actually, which is more of a guard spot. I guess maybe to Kyle's earlier point, like it could be a modern, smaller 3. It'll just, I mean, he's really going to be somebody who his position might change, like as his body changes, as he gets older. Is he going to get stronger? Is he going to continue to develop his guard skills? Kind of feels like there is a little bit of a choose your own adventure story with Nick Clifford that the Kings can go. I'd be a little bit fascinated to hear, or maybe even go back to hear Scott Perry's what words he likes to use to kind of describe what he saw or what he liked.
That's a great point. And speaking of words, can I say one thing he said about Scott Perry?
Please.
Which, if you're a fan of the Sacramento Kings team, which I am just learning about him, like I said, but I heard this quote from him in Summer League. Like, sign me up all day. I'm already gonna like put my stock in Nick Clifford. He said, I really want to make Scott Perry look like the smartest GM in the league. Wow. Excuse me, I want to make all the other GMs regret the decision they made. I freaking love that. Give me that juice. Give me that chip on my shoulder. Obviously, they traded in up to get him at 24. Yeah. I want to see this kid play. I know it's not going to be right away, probably a lot, but I'm excited to see this guy.
I think they're excited too. Like, I really think that there is a we're not going over his position right now, but like Maxime Reynaud as well, the guy that Alan is very excited to talk about, at Media Day. Second round draft pick there. Like, he looked really promising, especially at points in Summer League.
Yep.
I just think that both of those guys, they want, you're right. Like, that is an incredible quote as well.
Let's go.
Yeah, that is definitely some, like, inject that straight into my veins before a game, and I'm ready to freaking run through a wall. I love that. I love that quote from Nick Clifford. I love that he wants to be here as well. Like, it's sad that we do have to have that conversation here in Sacramento, but he seems super okay with being here. Granted, the Kings haven't been as dysfunctional as they've been in the past, but that's frankly in Scott Perry's first stint here in Sacramento, a big, like, I won't call calling card, but like a big point of praise that he got was he was able to, when the Kings were in more of a, we'll call it embarrassing state, he was able to kind of get even just the pre-draft guys, like getting top 5 guys, getting top 10 guys in here, getting that relationship or having that relationship with those kind of agents. He's respected, which I think is something that the Kings could use. Is just a little bit of respect from across the league, even if it is just in their decision-making process. I think the Kings could definitely use a little bit of respect from across the NBA from their other peers. So, really exciting stuff. I don't think we got to the bottom of how the 3 position is going to get shaken out, but I think the bigger point is just that it is a hodgepodge. It is a hodgepodge of people who are not natural to that position that are probably all going to have to steal minutes unless they make a trade here in the last couple days. It could be a Jonathan Kuminga. I remember maybe 2 weeks ago we were getting Kelly Oubre rumors out of Philadelphia. That has since quieted, but I just kind of wonder if maybe that's going to be a surprise route. Maybe just like a Torrey Craig type of guy. Those Royce O'Neals, the guys that are, just perennially on the bench, but guys who are productive on playoff teams. Wouldn't surprise me if the Kings end up landing one of those. So it'll be interesting. It'll definitely be something that we are all watching. The small forward position, my favorite position in sports, to be honest with you, because of how versatile you kind of need to be at that small forward spot. But nonetheless, one that the Kings desperately need, and I should definitely note that it's been a position that has plagued the Kings for as long as I can remember. I mean, the list of small forwards for the Kings is a very, very short one. It goes, if we want to throw Keegan Murray in there, and then you get Harrison Barnes, and then you get Rudy Gay before that, and then It's like we're talking like Travis Outlaws and John Salmons and
Matt Barnes for a minute.
Like the in-between of Peja Stojakovic and Harrison Barr, or I guess Rudy Gay, is pretty insane for the Kings at the 3 position. They have really just never in their modern history addressed that position. And again, I think it's the most important. Like LeBron James, small forward. Paul George, small forward. Giannis, at a point, was a small forward. Kevin Durant, at a point, was a small forward. Like,
what did De'Aaron Fox say on his way out the door?
Probably something about
most important position in the league is the wing.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. I mean, yeah, I completely agree with him. And the Kings have just completely ignored it. They've just completely ignored it in the draft, in free agency, in trades. I cannot think of the last time the Kings really felt like they were prioritizing getting a forward. It was probably Keegan Murray, actually. And even then, Keegan was the third forward taken. It was Paolo, and then it was Jabari Smith Jr., and then it was Keegan Murray. So just really fascinating position, and again, one that the Kings continue to ignore. We will get into this Rockets mess and how the Kings can potentially be the Rockets' savior, and if even that trade makes any sense from our perspective. We tell you what that deal is coming up next. Alan Stiles Show, Sactone Sports.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents it's local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Footballs are flying. The days are getting shorter. Fall is officially here. Will your heater be able to get you through the winter? The heater at Whiteywood shut down last winter, so who did we call? Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. We wanted somebody we could trust to do the job right and deliver great value, and Lee's came through. Check them out at leesair.com. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating has built a reputation as the leading HVAC company in Sacramento. We've got a new HVAC system that works great, saves us money month to month. Find out how they can help you at leesair.com. License number 635355.
This very minute at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, you'll find fun gaming on all 52 Top Tracer screens where golfers and newbies enjoy the fun together. Compete against friends at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range or play 9 holes on the McKenzie putting course. Enjoy the free concert schedule and visit the Hangout Eats and Drinks for wood-fired pizzas, burgers, ice cream, and more, or relax with a beverage. It's all happening at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, nightly until 2 a.m., Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, movie fans, playing this week at the Esquire IMAX Theater downtown Sacramento, one battle after another, the IMAX experience.
I'll be seeing you very soon. Not if I see you first.
Leonardo DiCaprio and Sean Penn star in this action thriller as a group of ex-revolutionaries reunite to rescue the daughter of one of their own. The best theater to experience one battle after another is on the Esquire IMAX Theater 6-story screen. Grab your reserved seats today at IMAX.com/Sacramento.
When When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
Your flagship station for the Bean Team, Sacktown Sports.
Oh, yeah. Get the vibes going. Vibration Station. Sacktown Sports 1140. Alan Stiles Show.
Salsa.
It is a little bit, taking me to like a Cancun trip or something.
Oh, yeah.
Cabo.
Let's go.
Go out there. We were talking about the humidity pre-show, and I instantly was just like, I just remember being in Cancun, sweating just profusely.
But it's so
because
fun.
of the
You don't
humidity.
even know what's going on.
No, yeah. I mean, you're in the water 90% of the time
exactly.
too,
Got
and
pina
like,
colada.
I was like, you're not really mentally even fully there, so it's like, who's even noticing that you're sweating like it's Game 7 of the finals or anything like that.
So, did you say it's worth it to go at some point?
To Cancun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I would. I mean, you got to do the resort thing. Like, it's just, it's not like it's the food's not going to be knock your socks off, but it's just the convenience of just like everything's there.
Yeah. All
walk
inclusive.
in,
Is that what they kind of call it? All
for
inclusive.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'd
you're
do it, Kyle.
Yeah.
The weather is fine, but the resort experience is what you're going
resort
for.
sure. Yeah, the resort experience is hands down, like just the ability to just be like, give me a drink.
Yep.
Like just and
Another one.
Just keep it coming, and food nonstop. There's always something to do.
Very informative because I'm from San Diego, so like, what do we need? What do we need to go
what
to?
is a vacation? Like you live a vacation.
Yeah,
so
so
you're pretty good at that.
But you're saying the resort experience is what you're going
for sure. Yes, which you also, I guess, don't have to go to. Like, you can get a resort in Hawaii if you are so inclined. Bahamas, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure for sure. But,
Cabo's another good
Cabo,
one. Cabo's and
probably
Lucas.
closer also, right? Yeah, so.
Sure.
Yeah, there's other options that you can do, but definitely the resort experience is one that is tough to beat. Like I guess sidetrack here. I keep meaning to go on a cruise. Have you done many cruises?
I was just going to tell you guys, I just went on one this last Christmas.
Really? A
to
Christmas
the Bahamas.
Cruise? Wait, what?
To Turks and Caicos.
Turks and Caicos.
You can say it, Kayla. You can do it.
It's a tough one, to be
and the
fair.
Dominican. And it was a week-long cruise. I actually really enjoyed it. I would recommend a cruise if it's to the right spot. By the end, like day 7, I was ready to get off the ship, and I had sea legs for 4 days. That was the only bad thing.
Winter's also the time to do it. Also,
right? How was that?
Like right
out
before
in the water?
Christmas. Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I would not have guessed that. I
Yeah,
mean, I guess
it
it's
was
a
nice
little bit
down
of
there.
warmer water down there anyway, naturally, but interesting. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
dying to go on a cruise.
So
I haven't been on a cruise since I was like too young to truly
know.
appreciate it.
Yeah, we went on Princess, which I liked. I recommend it. So.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely got to get out there. I think the 5-day cruises sound to me like that's the right one. Yeah, because 3 is probably too short. 5 is probably right.
The
in that
week
middle
is a
range.
little long.
The week is that feels like it would be, unless you're going there for like a wedding or something like that. That would be.
There's like Vegas
definitely
rules
excessive.
for cruises.
Yes, that's a way to look at it.
Rules for cruises.
Because people always say if you spend more than 72 hours in Vegas, it becomes sad.
It does, though.
So more
I
than
can attest
5
to
days
that.
on a cruise is when it becomes sad.
I think so.
Yeah, it's probably just like you get it at that point, and you're pretty confined. Like you're on a ship, and so there's only so much you can do, only so many people you can see, and things like that.
Cruise expert Kayla over here is saying that's the way to go.
That's the way to go. 5 days. I think
5
that's the
days.
way to go.
All
Right in the middle.
All right. Well, yeah, you get a nice you can launch off in at Long Beach. I believe they have
and
that's
they go
where
down
a lot
to
of the cruises.
A lot of go down to Mexico.
Yep,
My family's going on that and leaving me here in October. I'm the only member who's not going on the cruise to Mexico.
Oh my
Anyway, are the Kings going to ship off someone on a cruise?
There, Kyle, come on, you know what to do.
Senor Segway
Come on,
strikes
absolutely.
again.
Go ahead.
That is a 4-course meal of a Senor Segway.
It's
like four stars, 4-course meal of a Senor Segway.
Absolutely beautiful. Will they be shipping off one Keon Ellis?
I really just be chilling for real.
Just be chilling for real. I love Keon.
Is that him?
That is Keon Ellis.
I really just be chilling for real.
Yeah, he likes to use for real more than anybody I've ever heard in my life.
I really just be chilling for real.
Like for real, I just do what I do because I do it for real.
I really just be chilling for real.
I love
so
that.
Good. Love Keon Ellis. And wish him nothing but success this season. Hopefully it's for the Sacramento Kings, but Bleacher Report suggests that maybe, just maybe, he head to the H-Town, Houston, to save the Rockets from what could be a disastrous season as Fred VanVleet goes down with a surprise ACL injury that will keep him out for the entirety of the season. Really big wrench in the plan of the Rockets, who had championship aspirations, frankly. Like, they have a very, especially with Kevin Durant here, a very tight window to try and compete. They trade Jalen Green as a part of this. He goes to Phoenix in exchange for Kevin Durant. And so that really does end up hurting in the long run. The fact that I guess you could have said Jalen Green would have been the person to fill in that role for Fred VanVleet. Obviously not there anymore. I think obviously you do that trade 10 times out of 10 to get Kevin Durant in the building. But nonetheless, I don't know if Houston is going to be a true title contender unless they get a point guard. I don't know if I think Keon Ellis is a point guard, but let's get into the actual trade specifics. This is again from Bleacher Report putting this trade out. The Houston Rockets receive Keon Ellis, a 2026 Charlotte Hornets second rounder, which I believe was attained in the De'Aaron Fox trade, if I'm not mistaken, and a $5.7 million trade exception, which they could use to potentially get somebody else in the roster in the building. The Kings receive Tari Eason and receive a $2.3 million trade exception. I'm sorry, I said that trade exception. That first trade exception, the 5.71, will go to Houston. The Kings will get the $2.3 million trade exception to try and recoup losses for Keon Ellis. The only positive that I will say about this, because I don't love the 1-for-1, I think that Keon Ellis is probably more value. Tari Eason does definitely have some value. Tari Eason is a coveted piece, a coveted forward in this league. The only positive I will definitely say about this is, to our point of the puzzle pieces, it does help at least the roster balance more. Keon, we talked about it yesterday. Like, you have Levine, you have Monk, you potentially have Neek Clifford there, you potentially have Devin Carter there. If Keon Ellis isn't there, you can then put Tari Eason at the 3. We just had the conversation at the 3. There's nobody there. There's nobody there, so he can play the 3. You can either move Keegan to the 3, play Tari at the 4. Just a little bit more optionality. It seems to just balance out the Kings roster a little bit better. I just don't necessarily, and maybe it's because it's not the evil, but the good you know versus the good you don't know. I just know what Keon Ellis is. I don't know what Tari Eason can necessarily give us, and for that reason,
fair.
I just don't think the juice is worth the squeeze.
And that's fair. And I was doing a little bit I don't know a ton about Tari Eason either, right?
Yeah.
But, from what I've heard in terms of some of the Houston people that cover him, is he is a coaching staff favorite. Like, he is a guy that they like. They value his work ethic. You kind of explained the puzzle pieces. Maybe it would be a better fit. But when you're looking at, well, we've seen this at least from Keon here. And, like, could Tari be, exactly like that fair switch?
Yes.
And it's hard sometimes to just feel like you give away a piece that has just a little bit more juice, like you said, to squeeze but it could fit better.
Yeah.
It could fit better in the end.
Yeah.
And it looks like he is a guy that is valued there.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, he's a physical presence too, which I think would definitely be welcomed here in Sacramento. The Kings lose Trey Lyles as well to Real Madrid. He's maybe somebody who can fit better into a younger Trey Lyles. Tari Eason, very athletic as well. So if you're looking for the Kings really just don't bring in superstar athletes, Tari Eason is definitely somebody who has some really unique athletic ability. Here's the write-up real quick for Bleacher Report and why they say the Kings would make this deal. So the Kings acquired Dennis Schroeder. They've been trying to move on from Keon Ellis and or Devin Carter this entire offseason. The Kings have a ton of guards. They then go on to list all the guards, and they say the team is imbalanced on defense, relying heavily on bigger wing Keegan Murray. It's why, in part, the Kings have pursued Jonathan Kuminga of the Golden State Warriors. Since Kuminga is an unrestricted free agent, Sacramento doesn't have the cap flexibility to issue an offer sheet. The franchise needs Golden State to send him via sign and trade to date that appears to be at a dead end. Eason may not be looking to score at as high of a level as Kuminga may desire outside of Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler's shadows, but Eason is a better defender. The pairing of Eason and Murray would give the Kings a dynamic, physical front court. Like the Rockets, it's less of a question of disliking the outgoing player. Eason is a situational upgrade for the Kings, much like Ellis is for Houston, and Sacramento may not be willing to pay Ellis given the current list of guards. That's something we talked about yesterday. Instead, the team can invest in the Murray-Eason pairing, or if a quick extension cannot be hammered out with Eason, the Kings retain his restricted free agency rights and have leverage to work out a deal next summer. So that is a very interesting
good explanation,
wrinkle.
actually.
By the way, yeah, I should.
Props to the writer on that, because I actually
that
really laid out things nicely.
It filled it in really nice, and there's even like a why the Rockets would do this portion of it as well. Eric Pincus, who is I believe has been on the show before a couple different times. He's written for Bleacher Report for a long time. Very descriptive, very informative as well, to your point, and really, really well documented in terms of why exactly this would work out. We can talk about that coming up next. We're also going to get into a little bit of this new arena coming to the Sacramento area and what it could mean and what announcement came with the arena as well. We get into that next right here. Alan Stiles Show, Sacktown Sports.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The deals are on now at the model year-end sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save on year-end models and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters.
Attention former and present inmates of women's prisons in California. If you are currently or were an inmate of Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla, also known as Chowchilla Women's Facility, Valley State Prison for Women in Chowchilla, Institute for Women in Chino, or Folsom Women's Facility in Represa, and were a victim of sexual abuse, now is the time to come forward, as you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. If you were an inmate at any of these prisons at any time and were subjected to sexual abuse from staff members, you may be entitled to substantial cash compensation. Call our California Women's Prison Helpline now at 800-408-1240. The deadline to file a claim may be close. Call now to get the justice, closure, and the financial settlement you deserve. Even if it was long ago, call our law firm's Women's Prison Sexual Abuse Helpline right now at 800-408-1240. 800-408-1240. 800-408-1240.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game and high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Listen to the 49er Rewind daily, brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the official pizza of the 49ers. Mountain Mike's Pizza, pizza the way it ought to be.
Welcome back to the Alex Stiles Show. Chris Watkins, Kayla Anderson, Matt George, Kyle Ledbetter joined. Wow, see, I tried to do slide.
It's okay.
It ruined my brain. This show has been fueled by Crumble Cookies.
Yeah.
Thank you, Crumble Cookies.
For real.
Now it's the
We're
crash
getting
time
towards
for
the
Chris.
now.
He's
like, we are
I'm crashing too, I think. That's why I keep eating more.
towards.
Chris is delirious. He's calling me Matt George.
I called him Matt George. I just
He thinks he's on a cruise.
He's on a cruise. It's wonderful. All right, Captain, what's next? What's next on the itinerary? As we kind of start to wind down the program a little bit, watching Matt Ishbia show his face on NBA Today for reasons that
kind of weird.
I don't really know how to explain. I don't know why. I do know why he would want to do this, but yeah, we were just kind of talking during the break on, if this is kind of the worst kind of owner that you could have in sports is one who is very divisive for many different reasons. Matt Ishbia is, besides his just insane hubris about his ability to create a champion in Phoenix, being so front facing and being willing to go in front of media. I think there's definitely a positive to it. Every owner or GM or whatever loves to get in front of the camera when things are going well. But it's not so great when things aren't going well and they continue to show their face and continue to talk about things because they generally just cause more harm than good. And I'm
You can see
very
it on
intrigued.
Sham's face.
Yeah,
Sham's like, what
he's
are
like,
we doing
this
right now?
guy needs to put his foot
In his
mouth and keep it there for the foreseeable future.
I mean, he is basically the general manager of the team.
I'm sure. Yeah, this is.
Do you remember
not
that
advised?
Remember that insane thing during the draft when Rich Paul was on a call with Ishbia talking about taking Malawak with the 10 pick?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, that, just crazy, just insane. That like Rich Paul put out some video about like this is what goes into the draft process, and he is literally on the phone negotiating.
I did see that.
With
No, I did see that.
Okay.
Yes, no, I did see that.
Yeah, it's insane. This guy, the guy who he hired as the general manager was like an assistant coach for him at Michigan State who had no previous general manager experience. Like it's insane.
It's like here's a job, a very important job.
Yeah,
like
arguably
general
the most
manager.
important. Yeah.
We're gonna fire an executive of the year to hire
Shout out
this
James
guy.
Jones.
Which is basically just him. He's the one making all the basketball decisions.
Absolutely
You can tell.
insane.
It's not a good thing.
No, it hasn't been good at all. He put them in quite literal cap hell for the past couple of years with the Bradley Beal signing or trade, and then everything that has fallen since then. And now he has no Kevin Durant, no Bradley Beal, and they have no cap space.
Well, they got Mark Williams though.
Oh yeah, they ended up. They're the ones who ended up with Mark Williams.
Traded 2 firsts for him.
Are you serious? That is crazy.
None of them like good firsts, but probably more than you should have.
Well, I mean, as long as they aren't their own. I mean, because who knows where Phoenix first round picks are going to be these next couple of years. And I'm curious. I mean, yeah, Devin Booker, they're showing signs his extension. I wonder how much of that is going to be what we've seen. Frankly, I mean, from his former teammate Bradley Beal, where it's let me sign the contract now, and I'll worry about what team is going to be paying me said contract later. Because in the NBA, as we've discussed with Jonathan Kuminga, feels like these guys, if you really want to make, and Kyle put it beautifully, I think earlier in the week, the thing that makes these things go nuclear is when you're willing to make things ugly. When you're willing to look bad for a minute in the greater sake of finding what you want to be doing or where you want to be playing, that's generally where things actually get done in the NBA. And I don't know how much leverage the Phoenix Suns are going to have in a Devin Booker negotiation over everything.
I will say, I don't know how many teams are going to be paying for Devin Booker, presently about to turn 30, for 5 years and $330 million.
I think you'd be surprised. I think Devin Booker is one of those players that is very, very, very well respected amongst players and is one of those guys who, I mean, how long has Devin Booker been in the NBA at this point? Like 12 years?
Because he's 30, yeah.
I mean, he was the youngest player in the NBA when he got drafted.
Help me with math. So it's the 2015 draft class. So I think this is year
2025.
Year
so
11?
10 or 11.
I think is going into year 11.
Don't make me, sure.
I'm an
we'll
English
take your word for it.
fanatic, not a math fanatic.
Well,
I'm glad you have some sort of emphasis.
Just saying that too also made me realize we're going into 11th year of D'Angelo D'Angelo Russell, which just sounds weird.
Crazy. That is absolutely insane.
Dude,
I still don't know what to do with
that. Sounds impossible.
Yeah, that is
11-year NBA veteran D'Angelo Russell.
Do you know I covered him at Ohio State?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. How was that? Because that was coming
year?
off like the
1 year.
Was that
they weren't any good, were
from,
they?
like
No,
Evan
they weren't
Turner
that
time
good.
and things like that?
It was coming off of a little bit off of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he really wasn't.
He was
joining
great
a big
that
team
1
or
year,
anything.
and that's
Right.
why that's why he went. They weren't good as a team.
Yeah.
But he was outstanding. But then he turned. I was like, who is this player? When he left, he became a total different person.
Really, like as a person
as
himself.
a person.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, I've heard some.
Who is this guy?
I've heard a couple of some very interesting. I don't hear a lot of specific stories about guys not on the Kings. I have heard 2 specific stories about D'Angelo Russell, neither of which painted him in a good light. One was essentially just like he was a little bit demanding to team staffers of like, hey, we're on the road or something. I have a certain level of expectation of things to be there, and things aren't there. What are you guys doing? Type thing. So,
I don't know where. Again, the 1 year I covered him, he was fine. Never a problem.
Yeah.
Like obviously the star of that. And then everything I had ever heard about him after that, it was just like, who is this dude?
Yeah, that's interesting because
So-
I know he had obviously he had some hype going into his, I think he went to Monteverde, which is like the high school academy that if you're going to go to, it's either that or where did Carmelo go? Can't remember the other. Oak Hill, yes, Oak Hill. Thank you.
Okay.
So it's definitely or now it's like IMG Academy.
IMG,
for sure,
I
but,
know. It's like
nowadays you go play internationally.
Yeah, right. You
too.
probably honestly don't even play for any high school. Even obviously nobody plays for their local high schools anymore. But like now you probably don't even do the academy
whatever.
thing.
Jared McCain went to L.A.
Look at this headline 2 days ago. It's not even training camp, but Mavericks already have an issue with D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, and that guy too. It's just like he was one where I remember when he was on the Timberwolves, seeing a video breakdown, like an X's and O's breakdown of how the Wolves literally had to essentially play him at safety, which obviously is not an NBA position, but essentially his lack of effort and maybe ability on the defensive end pretty much caused them to play or create like a zone defense where they would just have D'Angelo be a floater or be somebody who's just like a risk taker.
Dude, you know when it's that bad.
Yeah, like it's not even to the point where they're, DeMar DeRozan hiding him. It's just like, we have to create a brand new defense to try and like get this guy as a part of the unit because he's going to play, unfortunately, and if he's going to play, we have to find some way for him to be productive.
Not shocking. Not surprising.
So very interesting there.
Look at him now, 11-year NBA veteran, just
absolutely
like D'Angelo Russell just like Devin Booker and randomly Karl Anthony Towns, also 11-year veteran.
Yep.
Is that Julius Randle too?
I think that was the year before.
Okay.
I want to say Miles Turner might have been in that draft class too.
It's just crazy that these guys we're talking about these guys in year 10.
I just think time flies. I mean, that's when you really
100%.
are like, wow, they're that into their
This
their
is
NBA
the
career.
This is the moment where I know you guys have been around a little longer than me, but this is the moment where I
Kyle.
start to feel old, where
you think about how his rookie year was the Nick Young, Iggy Azalea moment.
Oh my
And it's like,
gosh.
wait, actually, D'Angelo Russell has been in the league so long, he was popping when Iggy Azalea was popping.
when I think
we were so
about
fancy.
11-year NBA veteran Terry Rozier, that's when I start to feel a little bit
it's just
old.
like you think about all the iterations of their career. It's like, again, we had Lakers D-Lo, we had Minnesota D-Lo, then there was like D'Angelo Russell was traded for Kevin Durant. Like, what are we talking? Like,
what are we doing here?
Just a strange career.
And then real quick before the break, for Kings fans who are wondering which bad year was this for us, this was the Willie Cauley-Stein year.
Oh, you know what? Relatively, not that bad.
Yes, only in a year where there was no draft pick immediately after them that was a Hall of Famer. Which
We'll take it.
Caleb,
We'll take it.
just
Beggars can't be choosers, man.
For reference, 2011, 2012, and 2013, the Kings had a Hall of Famer go immediately after their pick at the same position of the pick that
we're
they took.
talking like Clay, Dame, Giannis.
So it was Jimmer Fredette over Clay. It was Thomas Robinson over Dame. And then it was Ben McLemore over CJ McCollum.
Oh my gosh.
CJ lets us know every single time. Yeah.
3 years in a row.
Just pain.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry, you guys.
Just unfiltered pain.
I feel so bad.
That's how it goes. It's all right. Well, we talked about Nick Clifford last segment. Hopefully, Nick Clifford can kind of
bringing
be.
this up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you
Let's
know,
go.
we've had some much better turn. I mean, whether it's been obviously Tyrese Halliburton didn't really have his thriving moment on the Kings, but like drafted Tyrese Halliburton, drafted De'Aaron Fox, Davion Mitchell, kind of same story as Tyrese Halliburton, but Davion Mitchell seems to be an NBA player. So we've at least turned around we are drafting guys who were just like going to be out of the league in 6 years with Thomas Robinson, Jimmer, and Willie, unfortunately, had a really sad story kind of end his career, but nonetheless was not a NBA lifer by any stretch of the imagination.
We're on the up and up.
Yeah. Exactly. Only one way to go, right? And that is up. So coming up next, we will get into a little bit of headline news. And honestly, this probably should have been in the headline news segment. Sacramento getting a new arena and a new team/teams to go along with it. We tell you what we mean. Coming up next, Alan Stiles Show, Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm with Vince Bloom, the big guy at Folsom Lake Dodge.
The weather's getting colder, but the deals are just heating up.
And during the drive-into fall event at Folsom Lake Dodge, save over $6,500 net savings off MSRP on a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 2-door Sport. That's over 17% off.
And I've got 5 at this hot deal.
At Folsom Lake Dodge.
In the Folsom Auto Mall and online at FolsomLakeDodge.com.
Wrangler includes $44.85 dealer discount plus $2,000 in national retail bonus cash. VIN SE 658348. See dealer for details. Expires 9/25.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions. Like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures. Until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Cal Athletics.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
This Sacktown Sports 49ers report is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. Eddie Pinheiro hit a walk-off 35-yard field goal to lift the Niners to a thrilling 16-15 win over Arizona. Mac Jones made his second start for the injured Brock Purdy and led the team down the field in the final 2 minutes to set up that field goal. Ricky Pearsall had his best game as a Niner, catching 8 passes for 117 yards. Niners are back in action at home this Sunday versus Jacksonville. You You can catch all the action beginning at noon right here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Alan Stiles Show. Final hour of the program. We've got a lot for you. We've got a lot. Take it out the box.
We do. I love this song.
It's a good one. It's Kyle's guy, Roddy Rich. I'm sorry, Matt's guy, Roddy Rich.
Right,
Matt George's
guy.
So you know how earlier this week I made the joke that everyone thinks the best music is
Their
when
college,
they were
yeah.
a freshman in college.
Yeah.
This is you.
When I was a freshman in college,
This was
first
it?
semester, this was the #1 song.
God, now I am old.
How's Roddy Rich doing these days?
I liked Feed the Streets 3. Other people didn't.
Look at you.
Wow,
I
I
respect
told you,
your
I was
game.
like, I know Kyle is about
I respect your game.
I look. People are down on him until he did the what is it, Dodger Blue on the Kendrick album. People thought
Is
that
he
was
on
pretty
that?
good. Yeah, but like, other than that, he's
know
just
that.
kind of living his life. And
Interesting.
Putting out music that's not as good as it once was.
Yeah, it feels like, I guess I can't say no disrespect to him. It feels like he's close to being like Sac State halftime, you know? Like they had DDG the other day. They've had like some influencer type names do their like do like their halftime performances and pregame.
Didn't know that.
Just kind of feel. I mean, like it's like I said,
Should
it's
we
a little
try
tough to
and-
not say disrespectful, but like kind of feels like Roddy Rich is on his way to that.
You know, I think he could still show up at like Thunder Valley first. We're not quite
That's
there
fair.
yet.
That's fair. That's fair.
I feel like he's still doing the 5,000 seat venue tours right now.
So you're saying that Sac State halftime might be an improvement?
Maybe
10,000 out there.
Is he
at
doing
least.
a
Come on.
tour of FCS halftime shows?
Yeah, there we go.
Um,
That
Saying he's not
Montana
far
game
away. Yeah,
between
that Montana
their
game?
ESPN2.
You need some
Let's
sort of
go.
entertainment there. Yeah, you might get an elongated halftime anyway.
Roddy Rich halftime at a Montana State
Let's
game. That would be the
go.
moment.
Come on, man. Montana, Roddy Rich, they go hand in hand. It's like salt and pepper.
Should we try and explain the Tusi thing to Kayla?
No, what you should do
I
is
wanna
try and
know.
explain the Tusi thing to me because I still am trying to understand it.
Okay.
Please, Kyle.
So Kayla, Tusi is a, I guess, rapper. I'd kind of say more R&B.
Oh, I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't. So that's great.
Okay, so you know who
so
Tusi
you are
is.
further ahead than I am.
Okay, perfect. I don't have to explain that.
Oh, I
then.
thought it was like something you were. Okay.
So Tusi is trying to have a comeback as a college wide receiver. He played wide receiver in high school. I believe went on to pursue a music career, which is now pretty popular.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
You gotta
Trying
play
to
a song now,
at 26 years old, trying to make a comeback as a college wide receiver, which sounds insane on the surface. And he was in town. I think NBA YoungBoy was performing, and he was like the opener. And did a visit at Sac State, and they offered him a scholarship.
I'm sorry, what? This
Sac
is
State
crazy.
offered this 26-year-old rapper.
Tusi?
Yes, offered him a scholarship. Like he wore the jersey and had the helmet.
Posted
and
it on his Instagram.
Did the stereotypical 17-year-old excited to be offered by Sac State post?
Except he is 25.
It seemed satirical when I saw it.
Can I also interest you in Tusi's measurables? which if I'm not mistaken...
Yeah, because he's a wide receiver is what he was.
He is a wide receiver. He is listed at, let me see if I can get the exact measurements that I got last time. That was a really, really confusing. They just gave it to me in inches. And I
believe it was 5'6".
I believe it was 5'6",
we
140.
really can't do numbers here.
If I'm not mistaken, he was listed in high school as 5'6", 140.
Wait, I'm taller than him.
You would be correct.
I'm going out for wide receiver at Sac State.
Yeah,
Sign me up.
if you get 3.6 million views monthly on your Spotify,
That's
maybe you
insane.
too can receive free education from
At 26 years old.
At 26 years old as well. Yeah, his high school highlight reel, I believe it said it was from 2015. So we'll see.
Holy smokes! What a story.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll ever play for Sac State.
No, but still, the story's hilarious.
Doubt it, because
Great.
shout out Sac State, man. They got real talent.
They
out there.
do.
So, no disrespect to Tusi, but I'm just saying it's gonna be a long list of names.
Can we hear a Tusi song at some point?
Kyle hit us last time. We can do it for the headline segment. Kyle, why not? If there's an instrumental, maybe. I know he's got that sadder song. What was it? Best Friends or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
we can find some
tie it all
Tusi
together
for the headlines.
Yeah.
And let's start with the headline that again we were supposed to talk about last segment. This is definitely a headline. So again, it feels like it fits better into this segment anyway. Rancho Cordova will be building a new arena after being awarded a new Arena League soccer team. This is from CBS 13. The proposed Rancho Cordova Arena would anchor an entertainment district on Kilgore Road just south of Highway 50, along with a 7,500-seat arena. Plans for the district also include hotels, a retail dining district, a card room, shout out our friend, our Alan's friend out there, and residential units. Tuesday, along with the stadium announcement or the arena announcement, Major Arena Soccer League, MASL, announced that the league owners awarded new men's and women's expansion teams to the Sacramento Cordova region. Teams in this league include San Diego, Ontario, not sure if that's Ontario, California or not, St. Louis, Baltimore, Seattle, Tacoma, Dallas, Kansas City. Then it says Mexico, etc.
Yeah, like
I just started listing them.
Okay, I was like,
no,
what is the? There's no implied,
but there is in Mexico.
cetera.
There's gonna be so people will travel down there.
I think
there's this chance to go to Cancun.
There you go.
Right
Perfect. Yeah. Can we get Kyle on the season-long credentials for that?
Yeah.
I think the defending champions in the men's and women's league is the Mexico team.
Okay.
Really?
I forgot which city it is now, but the one team in Mexico is really good.
I would guess Mexico City would just be a guess based on how populated it is. The teams will begin in the fall of 2027. I think that this is just huge news in general because the one thing growing up in Sacramento that stood out to me, especially being on the outside of it, Sacramento is, I don't even know if I would call it shady, really, really big soccer city.
This is coming from someone who doesn't live here,
Yeah.
and I always felt like that as an outsider.
Really?
I always thought of
That's
Sacramento
interesting.
as they like soccer. Like, they like
so
their
funny.
soccer. There's a lot of youth soccer here.
Huge, yeah, that's the biggest thing
My
is the
nephews
youth
both
soccer.
play youth soccer.
Yeah.
So you do say, like, hey, there's a lot of soccer fans here.
A lot. In Sac Republic, obviously, like they
Yeah.
took off from day one.
You all
People
need an MLS
all
team.
in. We're
Come
trying.
on,
We're really, really
guys.
trying. We'll see with the new stadium.
Yeah.
If Sac Republic can get granted that. That's been a whole mess of a saga in itself. But yeah, absolutely. Sacramento, I would consider. I
think so.
I love that you even from the outside
for
looking
real.
in could perceive that because to me it was something that just always stuck out.
Yep.
Again, I wasn't really a big soccer player,
Sure.
but everybody I knew played soccer, and I just kind of thought it was, that's just Americana now. It's
Yeah.
just everybody. It's like the new little or t-ball or whatever. Everybody's playing soccer, but not the case.
People
And like
embrace
people
it
take
here.
it very, very seriously. There's Sac United. I know is a really, really big program out here. I'm in the Lamb Park area. I know Lamb Park soccer is absolutely massive. So just tons of fans out here. Really big fan base. The only thing, ladies and gentlemen, there's no name yet. We need a name for our Sacramento team, and we have to figure that out. I was telling you guys before, in the early 2000s, we used to have the Sacramento Knights. There's always kind of been that. The Republic obviously have gone away from it, but there was always the royal kind of naming, the Monarchs, the
Monarchs
Kings,
and all
the
that, yes.
Knights, that kind of spirit. again, it seems like we've kind of gone away from that with time. Like, are we feeling some sort of, like, obviously not monarchs, but like some sort of name in the royal realm, or do you think we should kind of go outside?
I say keep in it. But is there anything else that would be like? Because you can't go directly with anybody that's named the Kings here or anything.
I think we're doing the audience a disservice by not mentioning what Kyle told us in the pre that the San Diego team is named the San Diego Soccer. Is it Sockers?
Sockers.
Can you explain that to me?
But it's spelled like Sockers, like Sockers. It's not like soccer the way you spell it. It's spelled like soccer, like
Yeah, no, I
soccer.
hate that way more. I actually really I'm actually kind of disgusted by the fact that they thought that was like really clever.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
That is, by the way, the 6-time league champion San Diego Sockers.
Oh wow. Okay, so they're like, I don't care if you don't like our name. We're champs.
They're champs.
I guess so. Also, the Chihuahua Savage have won 3 straight men's championships and the women's championship.
Let's freaking go.
The Chihuahua
Savages. Love the Chihuahua name.
Yeah,
I
the
love
Chihuahua,
that,
just Savage.
Because I know Chihuahua is a
AAA.
location. No?
Yes.
AAA baseball team too.
As well. Yes, absolutely. So
in
Lions,
Chihuahua, which is
Lions.
a city and a state in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Lions is an interesting one. You get Slamps in. They already had the Mountain Lions as their football team.
Cordova Crowns.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Yeah, we don't know if it's going to be Sacramento, if it'll be Cordova. I would imagine with those other ones being more of the big city name, I would imagine they're probably going to go with Sacramento instead of Cordova.
You all got to. I mean, everybody got to come together.
Come on,
you guys are all representing Sacramento.
It's
Like
there's
come together
no
as one
point.
and just like hype this city.
Please,
You know.
absolutely make it bigger, and we can expand Sacramento's footprint.
Yeah.
So we need name suggestions. Definitely like Cordova Crowns. That's a really good one.
That is cool though.
Let's get into some other headline news going to the Niners front. You just gave me this information, Kayla. So please correct me if I misstate. No Juwan Jennings today at practice. No Ricky Pearsall today at practice for the Niners. That's a bit of a surprise. Brock Purdy was limited, so he did technically practice, which I think is good news if you're the Niners. It is Wednesday. You got a couple more days to get that into a full practice. But nonetheless, no Ricky Pearsall, no Juwan Jennings. I don't know what that means for the Niners receiving core because no Kittle as well.
No.
And as we know, no Brandon Ayuk. So we could really be getting deep into the 49ers wide receiver room here as maybe Brock. And that would really, really, really matter for Brock Purdy to come back because you're already down
and
all
Mac
your
Jones
receivers.
is a little bit beat up too. Let's not forget that. He could barely finish the last drive of the game.
Right, yeah. So you definitely want a healthy Brock Purdy in there. And, if Mac Jones has to give it a go, if Purdy can't go, that's looking really, really dicey with at the least an injured Mac Jones, and then who knows how bad the Pearsall stuff is. Maybe that is just an abundance of caution, as again they are very thin at all positions. It feels like at this point, maybe just again trying to make sure they get him to Sunday. So that is definitely something we will continue to keep our eyes on. Jaden Daniels, day-to-day so far. He didn't play on Sunday against the Raiders. That's going to be a big one to look out for as well. Going over to the NBA as we go into the Utah Jazz, who play the Sacramento Kings on opening night. That should be a thrilling one. I think we're all expecting and hoping for a win there. That'll be rookie Ace Bailey's first game action. Ace Bailey, of course, made... I guess you could say his own headline news come draft time as he was just mismanaged. That's really what it was. And that's exactly what we're seeing here is he has parted ways with his agent, Omar Cooper, who is the father of, I don't even think he's in the NBA anymore, Sharif Cooper, who was a very highly touted player coming out of high school. Didn't really have a great college season. Ended up getting drafted late by the Hawks. Never really made a career for himself. But much news was made of Ace Bailey in his pre-draft process because essentially Omar Cooper was trying to navigate, I will say, where he wanted Ace Bailey to go. There was a lot of reports that he was aiming to get Ace Bailey to the number 5 slot in the Washington Wizards. And it didn't end up working out that way. As we know, Danny Ainge runs the Utah Jazz. I believe the Jazz had the 3rd pick in the draft. They did not let Ace Bailey slip through the cracks there. Ace Bailey, coming out of high school, was a top recruit, was I think the top recruit actually outside of Cooper Flagg. Him, Dylan Harper, Cooper Flagg really were the big 3 names coming into the draft. A lot of people wondered, because he had a weird season at Rutgers, where in this new NIL world, Rutgers was not competing at all. They had 2 great players in Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey, but it kind of was similar to like when the Thompson twins came out, and it's okay, you guys put up good numbers. Obviously, the Thompson twins in overtime elite, like that was a whole different level of what are we supposed to do with this, but Ace Bailey just not really being on a competitive team. It really led to some confusion come draft time of where he was actually going to fall. Didn't fall at all. Goes number 3 to Utah. And, you know, he a lot of people said, I'm sorry, 5. Thank you. He went 5 to Utah.
He only fell because the Hornets decided they didn't want to deal with it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because, the Sixers took VJ Edgecombe, which,
VJ went, yes.
Draft people were like, okay, taking VJ Edgecombe over Ace Bailey isn't the craziest thing in the world. When the Hornets...
Edgecombe was another high school guy that very, very highly touted.
Yeah, exactly. But when the Hornets took Con Kneppel, that's when people were like, oh, man, is Ace Bailey really sliding here? Which... Summer League Finals MVP Con Kneppel. I hope that works out for him.
You know, this is interesting because this is very different. You know, we're in the NIL era, right?
Yes.
In terms of college.
Very much so.
But what brings me to this point is we talk so much about there's all representation now though in NIL era in college. I mean, they all have representation now.
Yeah.
And even like for him going into the pros immediately and being very young, but very, very impressionable. And you're 19 years old and you're putting your trust into people that unless you know, I don't know how much his family is involved in the choices and who he's picking as his agent and all this, but it is kind of crazy because these kids, literally kids, are still like not fully able to make these decisions by themselves of who they can trust to make decisions and run their careers, essentially. And it is always interesting when this happens so early and he's firing the agent. And you just wonder, like, what was really going on behind the scenes.
No, it's a great point. I mean, I think of, you know, especially, with the NIL era, like you said, you don't know how involved his parents are, but it's like you can imagine that this grooming, recruiting, whatever you want, like it starts early. Like it starts when at some AAU tournament when you're 13, 14 years old, people see you and they say, I don't even need to get this kid to the pros. Like I, as an agent, can now be cashed out when this kid is 17 in college.
And
so
agents think that way.
That's how they think. That is
that
exclusively how they think. They really, like, you know, their clients are, as much as they say they love them, they're a dime a dozen.
Boom.
And you know,
especially agents for high school kids.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those situations where you would hope that the people who are going to the high school kids are the ones that are like really caring and nurturing and want to make. And it's always, as it always is, it's the complete opposite where, no, those are the lowest common denominator people. Those are the ones who are looking for the get-rich-quick schemes, all that stuff. I'm not saying that's what Omar Cooper was, but again, like, you know, he's got an NBA son. I'm just assuming that they probably crossed paths at some point. But even there, that becomes hard to trust because I think it's like there's an inherent trust there that I'm sure his parents had where, oh, this guy knows how to manage. He's got his son. Like, he's got his son to a certain level. Like, we trust this guy. And clearly, you know, it's just different when it's not your child that you're managing. But B, just because you get somewhere doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, Omar Cooper was the reason why he got there.
Or it's the right fit.
100%, yeah, because it is just like, you know, just like teams and players, agents and players, absolutely same thing.
Kaminga's agent, I feel like that's the right fit.
They're there.
Like
that is his guy. No, they've known each other for as long. Yeah, and if they haven't known each other, Jonathan Kaminga,
they're acting.
You owe that man money because the way that he is propping you up is generational. I've never once seen an agent go to bat for a client in the way that
never seen an agent go on a media tour.
Yeah.
Biggest flaw? Works too hard.
That's
it's just
hilarious.
Too hard of a worker. Like, people have to yank him out of the gym.
I'm using that in a job
hard.
interview next time, folks.
You have to. It's incredible. Here's a one. that I thought was absolutely incredible. Kyle, I don't know if you have the sound for this. We don't really need it, but if you have it, we'll take it. This Achilles group chat is, again, I have to do this for Alan Stiles. This is like the most Alan Stiles news that there is. Alan, of course, will let you know he tore his Achilles right before he started working here. He did. Yeah, he was playing pickup basketball, tore his Achilles, and was on the road to recovery. And Jason Tatum informs us that apparently there is an Achilles group chat that's been put together.
Yeah, I think, no, 100%. We have all been in communication. DeJounte Murray is somebody, Dame, Tyrese that I've talked to throughout. And it all happened this season, and we're all at different points of our rehab and recovery. So it's less about like, yo, when are you coming back? I text Dame and DeJounte all the time because they're ahead of me. Like, yo, like, you know, what are you doing now? What are your workouts looking like now? So we're all, you know, in the same boat, just kind of checking up on each other and keeping it in touch.
Dude, cool. I freaking respect that. That is, we just talked about Achilles 2 days ago and how this is a bad trend in the NBA specifically. Actually, that is freaking cool, knowing like Klay Thompson's journey seemed so
dark and so
isolated and dark, and this is cool. That like actually gets me hyped.
I agree. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Like from a personal level, and I love how they're functionally using it too. It's what workouts are you doing? Like, how did this work out for you? Like, DeJounte Murray, if I'm not mistaken, is the furthest along amongst all these guys because Tyrese obviously hurt his when he hurt his. Dame hurt his in the second round of the playoffs.
Yep.
And Tatum as well, second round of the playoffs. And so, I love that they're like functionally using this as like what practices are you doing? Like everything, trying to, you know, like you said, I mean, it can be a really dark road, especially for these athletes. Like I'm sure, you know, I always quote to Brandon Ayuk, who in training camp or something, they said, we're eyeing week 6 for Brandon Ayuk's return. And Brandon Ayuk tweeted out, I can't even walk. And
That's
these guys are out here talking about, I'm going to be back in week 6. And mentally,
and then they
I'm
put
just
a
talking about
timeline on it. You're exactly right.
Crazy. And so for these guys to even just have that, like Tatum said, the conversation is not how far along are you? When do you think you'll be back? It's just a daily checking in. What are you doing? What has worked for you? I love it. Like, I really love it. And the fact that, these guys it happens at the same time. Misery loves company. I definitely think, like, at least for the mental health of these guys, like, that is really cool and really big. And they're all stars, too, in their own right, too. So it's really big for them to kind of put that aside and say, like, we're actually working together in this. So,
that's really cool.
Yeah, really,
just
really
a bunch of all-stars, which technically is true because DeJounte Murray has made an all-star team.
Right.
All-Star Achilles? That should be the name of the chat.
Absolutely. That's what it should be, actually. Yeah. Oh, my.
Tell them they need to send me a check if they use that.
They definitely, I would love to know because they have to have like at least like an emoji, something that signifies that group. So that would be great. And then on a much, 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 much lesser note, no disrespect, but one Precious Achiuwa has signed with the Miami Heat. Semi-big news here in Sacramento because Precious wasn't really a hot name here in Sacramento, but was a name that potentially could have been thrown in there.
I don't know. I got laughed out of the room when I proposed.
No way. I love Precious Achiuwa. Like, I really would back Precious Achiuwa.
This is right after they got
top tier.
Right after they got Dylan Cardwell, and Alan was like, "Why do we need Isaac Jones, Dylan Cardwell, and Precious Achiuwa?" Which fair, but
is it fair?
I mean, I feel like
foul?
Dylan Cardwell, who's a two-way player for the
I'm
team,
not
like
throwing Dylan Cardwell
his career best case scenario is Precious Achiuwa. So I guess sort of fair.
I agree with that. I like Precious. Like, he's an energy guy, very Isaac Jones to your point. Like energy, defense, rebound. Yes, go Cougs. Absolutely, no. I love Precious Achiuwa. I think he's such a Heat player too. Like, he fits. You know, he's obviously on the Knicks. That little bit of grit and grind there. Let's see here. What do you have in here, Kyle? Meaning all 8 of their first-round picks since 2017 are on the roster. No
all
way.
8 of Miami's first-round picks since 2017 are currently on the Miami Heat.
That is an incredible quirk.
Wow.
You have 2017, Bam Adebayo. 2018, they didn't have a pick. Tyler Hero in 2019, who's going to be out for the year, potentially. Precious Achiuwa, 2020. He is now back with Miami. No pick in 21. Nikola Jovic in 22. Jaime Jaquez. Please come to Sacramento. Jaime Jaquez in 23. Khalil Ware and Peel Larson in 24. And Yakaonis?
Kasparis.
What? I'm
not
so
going.
confused.
I'm definitely not going with his first name.
I think
Illinois
guy from Illinois,
6'7" point guard, 6'9" point
the guy
guard
they
even.
settled on after not getting Walter Clayton.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. That is pretty much what he.
We
might
all
as well
stepped
be.
away from that pronunciation.
Not even gonna sniff
He
that.
played
one,
at Illinois. That's all I know.
He played at Illinois, and I know Tony Harvey was very, very high on him. So there you go. Precious Achiuwa back in Miami. Unfortunately, will not be in Sacramento. I would have been on your side, Kyle. I would have been a big Precious Achiuwa stan here in Sacramento. Will we stan these jerseys? Lots of new uniforms. Yes. Probably won't be great for your radio listening audience, so you might want to tune over to the YouTube where I feel like we can at least get a nice little preview of some of these. Let's go into it. Yay or nay, thumbs up or thumbs down on these collections of jerseys. We got some good ones. We got Dolphins, we got Cardinals, we got Grizzlies, we got T-Wolves bringing the trees back, and of course those AI era Sixer jerseys. We give you our thumbs up, thumbs down on all the newest jerseys in sports. Coming up next, Alan Stiles Show, Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Wednesday, spotlighting the cooler temperatures today, increasing clouds, and a chance for a sprinkle or two later this evening. Highs today will peak in the upper 80s. That's normal for this time of year, and we could see a sprinkle or stray shower around sunset tonight. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mira Joyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
All right, winding down the program, half hour to go. Get you to the drive, guys. Whitey Gleason, Kyle Draper, and full show.
How'd the first pitch go?
Oh, we got to find out.
Oh,
that's a crosstalk conversation. We got to
Yeah.
figure out how the first pitch went.
May or may not have videos
No
of the first
way.
pitch.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, I got to see that.
It might be some debate. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Might be some controversy.
Do we need to? Is this the
say
first
that-
ABS check here?
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll wait
Okay.
for Whitey to get here to talk about
Look at Matt back here
I know,
talking.
Look at this. She's
That
in
was-
on it. Come on.
She slipped that one right
so
by
well,
me.
So well. I know, like it
I
almost
think
didn't
Kyle
register
thought
at
I
all.
really
know.
did slip and say Matt.
No, it's like I just didn't register it.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
That's
That was
great.
incredible.
That was fun.
Kayla Anderson, incredible. Just incredible stuff. We got one more day with Kayla. She will be with us tomorrow as well.
Yes.
Friday, who knows what you're going to get. We'll
Right?
see. Kyle, it might just be
Bag of
Kyle and
tricks.
it might just be Kyle
It
and
might
Matt
just be
George going
Kyle.
back and forth. You know, two guys just battling it out for 4
Well,
hours.
now this is going to be funny. One day when Matt George does fill in,
Right.
we're going to have to make a joke out of this.
Yeah,
if it's
Matt,
just
Matt.
me and Matt George, or Matt George comes on the show, it's
man.
just going to be a joke of, why am I seeing double on the screen here? What are we doing?
I really hope that when I get off air today, I receive a call from Matt George saying, "Why did you
What
guys
is
talk
this?
about me?" Or why did even better? It'd be better if he was like, "Somebody texted me saying that you guys keep talking about me for no reason on air."
That would be really
If
fun.
anybody's got Matt George's number,
If
please
it
let him
helps,
know.
Whitey genuinely thought Matt George was filling in today.
Are you
Oh, he
serious?
did? Oh, my.
That is awesome.
I'm sorry, Whitey. I'm sorry that we deceived you. That's how you know we're doing great radio. though.
Right,
I mean, that is really selling the bit right there.
I
So-
mean, I must really sound like Matt George.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, no. I think that it's been, first off, it's been a great show. It's been a great couple of days here with
Yeah, it
Kayla,
really
and
has.
yeah, again, we have one more day with her. So very, very, very much looking forward to tomorrow's show.
get tomorrow?
I know,
You
yeah,
never know.
we'll have to do something special for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be more special
The
than getting crumble cookies.
cookies.
That was the surprise, the gift that keeps
Yeah.
on giving for sure.
And it's their birthday.
It's their birthday, eighth birthday, I
Eighth
think.
birthday,
Eighth
look
birthday
at-
for crumble
yeah.
cookies. I remember
Look at
that.
you,
I can't remember
Chris.
anything
Can't
else.
remember
though.
my name,
Yeah, I
but
can't remember.
Remember, it's Crumble's birthday. He can't even remember my freaking name.
Kyle.
You know we've had sugar
Matt
today,
cheese.
so.
There we go. So, yeah, we are absolutely we are riding a wave right now, a Crumble wave, if you will. And it's going to carry us all the way through as we time to put the judge cap on, if you will. And let's get awful creative for our Project Runway here as we go through the new jerseys of NFL, NBA teams. All have been revealed here. This one will be for Monday Night Football, the Miami Dolphins' new rivalry jerseys, which I believe, Kayla, I know you saw these, and I believe you sent it to us as well. Yeah, you sent us a nice little preview in the group text.
Okay.
Get my mug off of here. There we go, Kyle. So
let's put his mug in the helmet.
Yes, for the radio listening audience, it is definitely a primary black uniform for the Dolphins. They still have that dolphin teal for the numbers with orange stripes going along the collar, as well as a black helmet with a teal stripe down the middle with a, I guess you can call it an outline for the teal of orange.
Good description.
It's interesting. I
can't.
I don't think I like it, and it's I think
do it.
It's first off, the Dolphins just have bright colors, right?
It's traditionally beautiful colors. It fits Miami.
Take it.
The black.
Miami.
This is just screaming like we're trying too hard. I know everybody likes the black jerseys in terms of like everybody just liked what a black jersey
Niners
looks
also
like.
got some black jerseys.
Exactly,
as well.
but for every franchise, it doesn't work, and for Miami, it just doesn't work.
I think I agree, and I'm kind of surprised because I thought I would have liked it.
So did I.
But it's not clicking. Maybe like if I see the jersey itself like out in the wild, maybe it'll look better. But it doesn't look as good as what I would have hoped that it would look for a Miami Dolphins
And
jersey.
like again, you're in the sunshine. You got the beaches, bikinis,
Yeah.
and like you're not thinking
You're gonna
a
go
black uniform.
Black, go as dark as
I don't know. They are playing the Jets, so
that's pretty dark. That's pretty dark. Some pretty dark times.
By the way, pop over to our YouTube.
Yes, pop over to our
YouTube.
YouTube.
See it
yes,
if you can.
Absolutely. Where you can see these monstrosities. These I can already tell you I hate them. I saw these before. These are the Arizona Cardinals jerseys that they are debuting tomorrow against the Seattle Seahawks. I believe that this is in homage to like dust storms.
Dude, this is disgusting.
it's sand colored.
It's essentially a
Monsoon?
dirty jersey.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like this is a Tide ad that is a before and not an after. It is a white jersey with it's very plain, like it is very standard plain. It's just a white jersey, red Arizona,
This is
red
horrible.
numbers, but
But
the
it's got,
only
like,
way I can
sand
describe it is
colored
it's
down
got
it.
speckles.
But it looks like you sneezed.
It does look. It looks like yes.
And
if you were to do like the blue light sneeze test, you know,
All the
where it's like how
specks.
far it sprays. That is actually eerily exactly what it looks like.
See, we made it look grosser.
Is somehow we made
Job well done.
Yeah, great job. We made these jerseys actually worse. They do have, I assume, that's like the patch of the state of Arizona on their shoulder, but
I think the
Guys.
saving grace is red face masks. That's what
Yeah,
Cardinals
I
fans
mean-
seem to like.
okay.
Keep the face mask, get rid of the jersey.
This is gonna be that's in Seattle, I assume.
That's in Arizona.
So why is it
Okay.
white? Again, I
don't
hate
know.
to do the get off my lawn thing,
Yeah.
but like NFL
Yeah.
home colored jerseys, road whites, like you have an opportunity. Like the red Cardinals look great. We're moving on to the
Ooh,
Memphis
I like
Grizzlies.
this
These
one.
are great. These are I would call these like J. Will, Mike, probably more Mike Bibby era because I think J. Will got the actual physical Vancouver Grizzly. This is also
Yeah.
Memphis as well, so this is probably right when they moved.
this
I like
looks
these. These are
good.
great. This is how you do a black jersey right
Heck
here.
yeah,
Black
folks.
jersey, you get the trim of the baby blue. Also, it's kind of like it's not really a
Teal?
red. I was
Or
the
is that-
red
oh,
is
the
it's
red
like
part? What is
kind of like
that?
a brick. It's like a little bit I don't really yeah, it's
You're
not
right.
quite red. It's not quite brown, but it is somewhere in the middle.
right, brick.
It's a really good jersey though, and
Brick
for,
red.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
it's definitely one of those. It's not better than the straight up teal, with the grizzly on it, but
These are nice.
it's a really really close second. These are dog water.
Wait.
These are terrible.
Really?
These are terrible. These
don't
are
like it.
the Washington Wizards. Well, this is perfect because I don't even really need to describe it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Sacramento Kings gold jerseys, but they have a random black sash in the middle of it and a white, I guess like where your shoulder to collarbone area is, a white streak going across that.
Looks
but
like
for
a
the
practice
most part,
jersey.
it is exactly the Kings gold. I have to show you.
Can you please?
This infamous Kings gold.
There's
jersey.
one in Jason Ross's office, I believe, if you want to go see it.
I can't read what I wrote there.
Yeah, if you have access to YouTube, hop over to our YouTube channel because we're putting them all up here.
It looks like the Wizards' red jerseys, but just changed to gold.
Yeah, yes, that is exactly what it is, and I have no idea why they would do gold because it's not as if like I know the Oh my gosh, I know the Celtics are doing like a championship gold.
Chris is having.
I am
issues
having
with
a
the
time
Google
typing in.
machine
I can't
right
really.
now.
Sacramento Kings gold jersey.
Yeah, to me, it's just almost like it's just too blank. Yeah.
See, I kind of went the other way. I like the Wizards ones.
Do you really? You just
You like
the
the Wizards
simplicity
one,
of
huh?
it?
I like the Wizards. It's different.
It's definitely different.
I think the Gilbert Arenas might have wore a version of this.
They did used to have kind of a version of this.
It's
of
like
this
it's so
jersey,
bad he
but
can't even find it on the
yeah,
Google
it's
machine.
it's been excommunicated.
We'll
from
go
the
show
internet.
you the Jason Ross one in the other room.
It's pretty bad, but yeah, the Washington Wizards with their gold jerseys, I'm giving it 2 massive thumbs
I'm
down.
not a fan.
I am not a fan at all. And is that it, Kyle? Is that
That's
all
it.
right?
Well, we've got a couple more.
Oh, we
here.
do?
Oh, perfect. Okay, we have a couple more. We can get to it with Whitey Gleason, who is, I just know Whitey's just a jersey aficionado, so he's going to love all of this. And so, yeah, we're going to get our thoughts on the T-Wolves Trees jerseys, the Sixers all-black AI era jerseys, and, yeah, we've got some questions for one Mr. Kevin Michael Whitey Gleason. Coming up next right here, Alan Stiles Show, Sacktown Sports.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Our office computers were from like 2012.
What? They had computers then?
Yeah, I don't know much about new tech.
Apparently.
So I went to Staples and saved big on an AI-powered HP laptop and HP OfficeJet Pro printer, which also came with 3 months of free instant ink.
And we're back in this century. During Staples HP Tech Event, save up to 35% on HP printers and up to 40% on AI-powered HP PCs.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. Into 11/1 select models only.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
This Sacktown Sports 49ers report is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. Eddie Pinheiro hit a walk-off 35-yard field goal to lift the Niners to a thrilling 16-15 win over Arizona. Mac Jones made his second start for the injured Brock Purdy and led the team down the field in the final 2 minutes to set up that field goal. Ricky Pearsall had his best game as a Niner, catching 8 passes for 117 yards. Niners are back in action at home this Sunday versus Jacksonville. You can catch all the action action beginning at noon right here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. This National Recovery Month, start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org.
Get ready for 2 epic showdowns of Monster Truck Madness at the Stockton Dirt Track, Saturday, October 4th. Feel the roar, the power, and the ground-pounding action. 2 shows, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Do you have what it takes to survive the madness? Get your tickets now at StocktonDirtTrack.com.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Here we go, winding down the program, but ramping up for the drive, guys. Just been informed Kyle Draper will not be able to give it a go today. He's dealing with just a ton of stuff, so we're thinking about
had a lot of dental work.
Yeah, had a lot of dental work done this week.
Too.
That's obviously, when we're talking for 4 hours, it does become an issue. Let me tell you, if you got things going on, it can become a problem. So no Kyle Draper, unfortunately, today. He was able to throw out the first pitch yesterday. We did get video confirmation of that as well. He did clear the plate, so I guess all is good to report on that front. If anything, he gave it too much juice. So, there's the Kyle Draper first pitch report. Whitey, we're joined by Whitey Gleason, of course, of the Drive guys. Whitey, did you end up giving him any tips or anything like that? It seems like you might have given him too good of tips.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys, if you're pretty young, there's a legend of one day in 1970, Doc Ellis threw a no-hitter on LSD.
What?
Yeah, he says, I was.
Oh my God! What a
I've
great
never heard that.
fact.
No, I've never heard that before.
This is incredible.
And so that was nothing compared to Kyle Draper's first pitch on hydrocodone.
Yeah. Oh my
That's
goodness.
what I was like. Where's he going with this?
Which he had out. Yeah. The only reason I mentioned it.
Yeah.
He had it out yesterday.
Wow.
Like
is that a performance enhancer? Is that what I'm hearing?
Actually, I think he had to stay off it yesterday because he said he took it the night before and he said, "Good night."
Really?
Night.
Wiped you out.
Yeah.
No, he was ready for that first pitch, and I don't think that's going to go anywhere. But for those concerned, Kyle Draper did again throw it over the plate for sure, which is absolutely
definitely over the plate.
It was over the plate for sure. Didn't hit the backstop, which is
didn't hit anyone
Good. Exactly. So he cleared all the benchmarks. We won't be seeing the video lead the local news tonight or anything like that.
It's actually the first time I've seen this in the history of ceremony of first pitches where the catcher called for a fair catch. So I had never seen that before.
Wait,
Have
for
you?
real?
It did.
Let me see the video again.
It was very fair catch.
That's awesome.
The catch that the whoever was behind home plate had to
He
make.
hummed it in there nice.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. Exactly. And the thing is, don't do it soft. If you're gonna throw the first pitch, get it there.
Yeah.
That's my philosophy with the half court shot as well. I know it's basketball season right around the corner, but if you're gonna take that half court shot for a new truck, I'm not gonna miss it short. That's for you can try and finesse it and get nothing but net.
Never up, never in.
It's got to reach.
Exactly.
Hey, it's. I was always told in when you're putting, it's not going to go in unless you get it to the hole in the first place.
Right.
So rather too hard than too soft, and we can go anywhere with that. Whitey Gleason, I know you're not actually a really big jersey person, which surprises me because you are a fan of, I think, eclectic old
I don't
sports
have
stuff.
a lot, but I'm really interested in it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's the misconception that I had then. I thought you just didn't really, it just wasn't for you, which I definitely understand. There's tons of people who, especially with how Nike is kind of jersified.
Oversaturated,
oversaturated the market, to say the least.
I'm with you on the Arizona
capacities.
Cardinals desert,
Aren't those disgusting?
whatever they are. It looks like somebody took some chocolate milk, like, ha!
Right.
That's what I got for your new jersey.
Who came up with that idea?
Really, really terrible stuff. I don't know if you saw the Wizards one as well.
Did see those? Yeah.
Not
Whitey's
ideal.
with me. Those are cool.
Kind of reminiscent of the old Gilbert Arenas wore some.
Gilbert
like
Arenas
that.
wore some. Yeah, Caron Butler as well. And then, the ones that I think are absolutely top-notch, home run grand slam, these ones right here. The Minnesota Timberwolves trees, the outline of the collar and of the shoulder and all that.
I think that's a throwback to the KG days.
Absolutely, yes. This is a Kevin Garnett exclusive throwback. I mean, this is my childhood here.
Those are cool.
This is you know what, actually, this is so random. What do you remember? Because I barely remember the 2003 playoff series that they had. The Kings did against the T-Wolves. That's what I think of when I think of this jersey. Is I believe that was Kevin Garnett's MVP. I was like, this is 2003. I was maybe like 8 years old. So please excuse
I was 58.
my memory.
You're really dating.
I was 2.
There we go. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you.
He never misses a
can
chance.
you? Never does. Like, not once. Come on, Matt.
I think it was 2004 too, because wasn't 2003 when Weber blew out his knee?
I don't know. I was
maybe
7.
Whitey.
I was 7.
Whitey, you were around.
I think it was, because I don't think he missed the whole year, but he came back. 2003, 2004.
04 would have been when they played the Wolves.
Yeah,
okay,
you're correct.
What do you remember about that series more so?
Something Anthony Peeler got in a fight with Kevin Durant or
That
something.
Garnett.
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like I do remember it not being hyper competitive. If I'm not mistaken, that was Kevin Garnett's MVP season. But long story short, that's what I think of every time I see these jerseys. I know they have some teals, I think, that go along with this as well. But I believe the blacks are the only one that are being released. And I think Kyle showed me in the pre-show, they have a court that goes along with it too, right? They're going with the retro court.
Looks saucy. They're bringing back the old wolf logo.
I love that.
I do love that old logo. Yeah, with the wolf and it's got
It has like fur, like noticeable fur on it. Yeah.
Yeah, the new logo, it's fine, but
it's not the original one. It's the one in between.
Correct. Yeah.
That one and the one now.
Yep,
like
definitely.
the Kevin Love era Timberwolves logo.
You know what their mascot's name is? You know, the wolf?
Oh, I should know
What
this.
is it?
No, I don't.
I believe it's Crunch.
Really?
Really?
I think it's Crunch, yeah.
What is that? I like to consider myself a mascot aficionado, especially for basketball. And Crunch is not one you hear about really ever. Crunch
Like
the
what he
wolf?
does to a rabbit? Like Crunch?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I'm
You
like,
know,
what exactly? Ooh.
That's morbid. I know that is very morbid.
By the way, I'm sorry, Kayla. Game 7 of that series, Minnesota
that
over the
series
Kings.
went 7. Wow.
It went 7. The final score, Game 7, Minnesota 83, Kings 80.
Woo! What a series.
Wow, they just don't make them like that anymore. First one to
May
83.
19, 2004.
2004. Wow.
Yeah.
So there you go.
According to the internet, the Timberwolves gave Crunch the name based on the Nestle Crunch candy bar.
Oh, I was way off.
What?
Dude.
Your idea is better.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, your idea is
Nestle Crunch. What?
I think they were an original sponsor of
Probably.
the team or
Well,
something.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Okay.
It's got
All right,
Target.
that's
It's
very
got
interesting.
Nestle apparently. So
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah. Do you, so Anthony Peeler's playing in that series. Is that are we getting Darius Sangaila minutes in there? Like I'm trying to think of what would have happened in those series. Yeah, because I think that's probably on the other end of Weber's injury. So he is probably giving it a go for that series. Again, that was probably the main storyline, if I had to guess, is a Weber versus KG matchup. And then we have over here on the screen. This is again what I think of, and we can parallel this to the Kings as well. This is Chris Webber wore these. Chris Webber wore these when he went over to the Sixers famously. Post Kings trade.
Okay, sorry, just real quick because you mentioned it. In that Game 7 between the Timberwolves and the Kings,
leading scorer of 15 points.
Yes. Kings leading scorer 21 points, Doug Christie.
Hey, shout out!
Oh my gosh,
Darius Sangaila played 4 seconds.
Hey man, I love me some Darius. If I'm not mistaken, Darius Sangaila was. I think there was a second where they said he was going to be on this coaching staff. I don't know if that's. I guess we'll see on Monday, but. Darius Sangaila might be a King that we come familiar with.
Also, 5 minutes for the Minnesota Timberwolves would be Gary Trent Sr.
Oh, there you go.
Father of current NBA player Gary Trent Jr.
Wow. Okay, well, there you go.
Also, Fred Hoiberg played 18 minutes.
Fred Hoiberg, ex-Bulls coach?
Yes, current, I think, Nebraska coach. Played 18 minutes for the Wolves.
All right, well, there you go. The more you know. And yeah, if you're looking at over on the YouTube side, we have these early 2000s Sixers jerseys, the AI era of Sixers, and yeah, I like it. It's
I think
classic.
that's what I picture too. Like literally, you're like, that's AI.
Yep. That is AI through and through. I think they had a blue jersey as well that didn't quite hit as well as this, but I like it. Yeah, I think we're getting some really good throwbacks, and it, of course, is going to bring the question in Sacramento, when are we getting those early 2000s throwbacks? We still have not seen them, and I think those will fly off the shelves. You only get the Mitchell and Ness, Bobby Jackson, Doug Christie, Mike Bibby ones, and it feels like people are really clamoring, and it feels like last year probably would have been the one to do it, would have been the season to do it. But, yeah, I know a lot of Kings fans are and have been clamoring for those early 2000s throwback. So we'll see. I know we're not getting them this year. I think you have to do it on a actual anniversary year. It is not an anniversary of those jerseys. So there you go. That is our Wednesday programming for you. You got the Drive guys coming up next. Chris Watkins, Kayla Anderson, Kyle Ledbetter / Matt George. I don't know. It depends on the day. It depends on the segment. We'll be back with you tomorrow right here, Sacktown Sports.
Don't forget my podcast.
Gotta go.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe.